World Cup, to be completely honest with you. We are going live, just waiting for that green light, and we're on, baby. Hey guys, how you going? So today on BKRsport, we're here for some Rugby League World Cup warm-up match here. Now, it's obviously not the... Hold on one second here. It's a little bit weird here with this app, because you have to... it's not an easy app to utilize. You can actually get it on rugbyleague.com as well with the Our League app, or also you can get it on your phone through the Rugby League World Cup app. But today, guys, we've got England versus Fiji in a warm-up, which is going to be an interesting game because obviously Fiji have a really tough group at this World Cup, where they have Australia in their group, Italy in the group, and also Scotland. Whilst England, on the other hand, they have a who they have? We went through them the other day, 2 days ago. We did their group preview, where they have a relatively difficult group as well. Actually, 1 second here. Let's go get it up. I don't know why. Well, it is 4:15 in the morning for me, so do forgive me for not. Do forgive me for being a little bit all over the shop right now. But yeah, let's get it up here. Oh, jeez, it's all over the shop. This is what happens when you wake up at 4:15 in the morning for a warm-up match, though, you know? World Cup, Rugby League World Cup group stages. I literally just went through a whole preview the other day about it. World Cup group stages. Obviously, you know, I'm going to be backing in Fiji here. I love Fiji. My daughter's Rituman. I'm always going to be, you know, supporting Fiji. But in the same sense, I really do want to see how this England team does, you know, transpire. A lot of question marks around this English team going to this World Cup, and England, France, Greece and Samoa. So they've got the really big dogs in Samoa there. France and Greece not so much. But yeah, look, I think that this is going to be a really good game here to kind of see where England is at. They're not going to be playing a full team here. England actually have another game later on tonight for us here in Australia, but tomorrow for you guys in England. I think that's about 11:30 p.m. Queensland time, or maybe even 11:30 p.m. New South Wales Muppet time. And they take on Scotland as well. So a lot of stuff starting to happen here. Tomorrow there's also Wales men versus Lebanon men. You've got a whole heap of games that are incoming. So we'll probably do a couple of those games and chat through it. But let's go through the two-team lineups here, guys, for today's game. At least the NRL.com app actually fixed this one now. It was all over the shop before. It truly was all over the shop. But guys, obviously hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We're going to stream literally every single Rugby League World Cup live game here this year, so it's going to be really exciting. But let's get into it. So for the English team today, they've got Jack Wellesby in the fullback, with Dom Young, obviously the Newcastle Knights winger, on the wing alongside Ryan Hall. This is actually a pretty strong team, actually. This actually is quite a strong team here. So Jack Wellesby fullback, Ryan Hall and Dominic Young wings, with Callum Watkins and Herbie Farnworth in the centres. You go to the halves, you've got Georgie Williams and Mark Sneed. So George Williams is in the 5'8 today. I swear Georgie Williams played 7 when he was at Canberra. I swear Georgie Williams was the halfback at Canberra. I could be mistaken there, though. And then Mark Sneed goes into the 7. You've got Chris Hill and Mike Cooper in the front row, with Andy Ackers as the number 9. Elliot Whitehead, Mike McKeegan as the back row, and then Victor Radley. We all know how good he is from the Sydney Roosters. He's the lock today. Interchange, they've got extended bench. No, they don't have an extended bench here for this one. Tom Burgess, Michael McLaurin, Joe Batchelor, and Harry Smith is the interchange, with the extra man reserves being Liam Marshall, Sam Powell, Luke Thompson, Jake Wardle, and Kai Pearce-Paul. Moving on to Fiji now. So that's a strong team. That's a strong English team here. So this is no slouch game. They've come out and they want to win this game. And it's not going to be easy, but because this Fiji team is also quite strong. So the ins here and outs. Now there's a lot of ins and outs because they played in that PNG mid-season test, where they did unfortunately lose, obviously. But Betty Nakumbawai, Brandon Wakeham, Jason Garangare, Joshua Wong, King Vuniaya Wa, Mitieli Avolikujipani, Natani Masima, Siti Modraki, and Taniela Sandurungu come in for Fiji, with Makasivo, Nautua Masima, Ralulu Nasoki, Sunya Taruva, Tane Milne, William Kikau, Wanga Blake, and Wanga Sanga Neo Lev going out. So this is not as strong a team as I thought it would be. So this is not the strong Fiji lineup here. But they do have Kevin Nkwama playing the fullback role. He is normally a fullback or a winger. Fair enough to chuck him there. So this is a backup game. Yeah, so Fiji are literally using this as a bit of a throw-around game just to get a bit of a warm-up for some of the boys. This is not a starting lineup for Fiji, though. But that English team is more of a starting lineup for sure. But Kevin Nkwama is the fullback, with Jason Garagare and Metiele Volikajapani out on the wings. They've got Sammy Valame from the Canberra Raiders and Mikhail Ravalawa in the centres. Now, Ravalawa obviously normally plays as a winger for the Dragons. He's a great player, man. I think he probably will get a spot on the wing alongside Mike Asivo when The World Cup starts next week, but for the time being, obviously he's in the centres alongside Sami Valamo. You go to the halves, you got City Modricki in the number 6. This is a big role here for City today. City needs to have a very big game here today because the number 6 role is the scariest role here for Fiji. We know who the fullback's going to be. It's going to be Suni Turuva. We know who the 9's going to be. It's going to be Apisa Korosau. We know the 7, as it is today, Brandon Wakeham. Number 6 is the one that's always up in the air. So City Modricki needs to have a big game here to lock up his spot as number 6. Otherwise, they may put Kevin Aguama there. It really is a little bit all over the shop. So good luck to City Modricki today. Needs to have a big game. And as I said, Brandon Wakeham, he's the 7. You've got King Vuniyayawa and Tui Kamikamica there in the front row. Obviously, Tui, big bop there for the Melbourne Storm. And Penioni Tangi Tumua as the number 9, who is actually the second in charge to Apisa Korosau when he's not playing. You got Kalen Miller and Pio Sevi in the back row with Lamar Manuel Leolavave as the lock. Now, Lamar, I'm pretty certain, plays for Titans Feeder Club Tweed Heads. I think he's a Seagulls player. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do because obviously, as a Titans fan myself, they're a feeder club for us. So I'm really going to be looking at Lamar Manuel Leolavave today. And then on the in-chains, they've got Joseph Aratuvaka Vervalu with Natane Masima, Joshua Wong, and Isaac Lume on the bench. Benny Nakumbawai and Taniela Sandrogu as the 2 men on the reserves. So there you go, guys. That's the 2 team lineups here today. Should be an interesting game. I think, based on the lineups, I think England win. Based on the lineups, I think England win, but I want Fiji to win, obviously. I don't really mind. It's a warm-up match. We just want to watch individual players. And I want to reiterate that to you guys. If you lose this game, please don't think that your World Cup is over. Please don't think that now your team is shit because there is a lot of context that needs to be involved here. Fiji, a lot of players out. Like, look at these players out. You've got Micah Siva, who will get a starting wing spot. Suni Turuva, who will be the fullback. You've got Tane Milne, who he probably won't play this World Cup. William Kikau, who is obviously one of the best players in Fiji's team, plays the Panthers back row. You've got Wonga Blake, will probably get a walk-up centre spot. There's still a heap of guys here. And Api Sakorosau is also not playing. So there's a heap of guys here that would normally be starting for the Fijians today, but they're just not here because it's a warm-up match. So there you go. But let's go and see what you guys are saying in the chat. I'm interested to see what you guys are saying at about 4:15 in the morning Australian time. If you are new here, obviously hit that subscribe button and smack a Runo that thumbs up button as well. But all right, let's go see who's awake at this time. Oh, there you go. Who's a caddy says, "Oh, shivers, cheers for doing this, bro." Well, I'm buddy, always on. I'm always on here, always on. Walkie Doggy TV says, "This feels like roles reverse watching you on UK time." Yeah, I haven't done an early stream for a long time, to be honest with you, since the Premier, when I was on Premier League and whatnot, and I'll probably get back into the Premier League. But it's hard, man. It's hard doing streams for Premier League with the World Cup coming up for the League World Cup and the FIFA World Cup as well. Maybe just smash the FIFA World Cup and then afterwards we'll smack at that as well. Jordan Mays, is there any desktop version of the game? Yes, so if you go on to, and I had to find this recently, as I was just before this started, www.rugby-league.com/dashboard. You need to create our league account. It's free, but obviously, yeah, use me as a commentator, an interactive commentator, but you can go on there and jump on, which is what I'm doing. Sammy says this trial match should be a good hit out for the rest of the squad while the other reinforcements for the Bati are on their way. They're on their way, mate. Nate J says Fiji paying $4.70. I'm loving their odds and tipping an upset. You can bet on this game? That's crazy. Usually you can't bet on the warm-up matches and whatnot, which is quite okay. It's interesting that you're allowed to bet on this game. But in the same sense, hopefully it's a good game. But the way Fiji's lineup is set out, it doesn't look like they're taking this too seriously, and it should be England, who have put a pretty strong line out, man. Samisu says Sitiveni Modricki paired with Wakeham has been effective, although this will really test that Haas partnership. Bulldogs for license up BK, where can you watch it? As I said, man, rugby-league.com, and then just obviously jump on and create an account there. Which is free, like I said. But later on, I think 3 o'clock. There's no way. I know that's England time. So later on tomorrow night, or tonight, I'm going to be streaming Wales versus Lebanon as well. So Wales-Lebanon is later on tonight. You've also got the Leeds Rhinos versus New Zealand men. If it says lock, I think they pay. I think you have to pay. It's stupid. If that's true and you have to pay to watch the Wales versus Lebanon game and also pay to watch the Leeds versus New Zealand game, it's stupid. These are warm-up matches. You shouldn't be making people pay for... You should not be making people pay for warm-up matches at all. That's ridiculous if so. Tell you what we are. You're great with calling the names. Appreciate it. Great New Zealand's here in the chat getting ready to rock and roll. But all right, let me have a drink here first before we do get on the way here. But yeah, it's crazy that you're making people pay for warm-up matches. Crazy. especially considering that most of these players, like obviously the Fiji game is, like for example, Leeds versus New Zealand, really? You can make people pay to watch Leeds versus New Zealand. Leeds is a domestic Super League team, and New Zealand obviously is the second best international team in the world. Like, why would you force people to pay for that? I wonder actually. Let me click on that and see how much it would be asking, how much it is asking for people to actually spend to watch. Open link and new tab. I want to see how much are they asking people to pay for it. Not 404, not found. Forget me then. Forget me. Let me click on that then. You need to purchase a package to view this video. Would you like to view the package options? Yes, that's the whole point of what I'm trying to do there. Ah, man. Recent transactions, active subscriptions. No, I can't be bothered. It's too hard. I'd see Rugby League World Cup. If you're watching this, please, for the love of God, sort that shit out, because there's no way you should be asking people to pay to watch your any warm-up matches at any stage ever. But yeah, $4.70 makes sense in regards to the odds there for Fiji. It makes sense because there's just not enough. This is literally just a hit-out game. Semi Velamate probably does not get into the starting spot over Wong or Blake. Mikau Ravalawa will normally be on the wing. The two wingers in Garagare and Metieli Ivulika-Chibani, they'll not be there, obviously, because you'll probably have Ravalawa, Makasivo. The fullback, Kevin Aguama, I don't think he'll start. I think you'll have, obviously, Sunday Turova there, so Kevin Aguama might go to the 6 if Sydney Mothondreki doesn't play well. Yeah, there's a few things that'll change here. And Penioni Tagangitua is not going to be there. He'll be the backup to Apisa Coruscant. And Caleb Miller and Pio Setti, the two back rowers there. Normally you'll have Viliami Kikau instead. So, look, yeah, there's a lot of things that have changed here. So, if you're betting on Fiji, be careful. Be careful. I'm surprised that you're able to bet on this game, to be honest with you. Now, I'm going to get this chat up on my phone here because it's a lot easier to look off the phone. The screen, for some reason, doesn't make it big unless you go full screen. So I need to get this sorted here. This is the first Rugby League World Cup live stream, to be completely honest with you. Obviously, it's a little bit different to the NRL. NRL is really simple. KO, bang, done. But with this one, it's a little bit different. Have to sort out here. We've got 76 people watching right now. Good on you. Appreciate you. 76 people watching at this time in the morning is pretty good. But I guarantee a lot of people here from England and Fiji trying to find the game. But there you go. Nate J says, I've got a two-way bet on a draw at half-time and Fiji to win, paying very good coin too. Yeah, good luck, man. Like I said, it's not impossible for Fiji to win this game. Absolutely not. They still have enough talent in the team that could get the win, but that would be a very bad loss for England. They're playing a pretty full-strength team here in England. Because if you go back through it again, you've got... I don't think Jack Wellsby is their fullback, though. I thought their fullback was going to be Sammy Tompkins. Callum Davis' the app is not great. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. That's why I'm actually watching on the computer. But in the same sense, it's still just a little bit all over the shop. Dominic Young and Ryan Hall are probably the starting wingers. And Callum Watkins and Herbie Farnworth are probably the starting centres. So I don't know about Jack Wellsby, but I know the fullback is definitely... I know the wingers and centres are going to be their starting team. George Williams, I swear he's a 7, man. Is Georgie Williams not a halfback, lads? Can someone please confirm for me here? I'm pretty certain Georgie Williams is a halfback. Why is he in the 6 tonight? Jack's PCG says this will be a great game. I think England will win. Fiji have too many people out. I wouldn't be surprised if Fiji won, though. I think full team on full team, Fiji win. I do. I really believe it. I think that Fiji win full team on full team. But it just comes down to Georgie Williams and Mark Sneed here, really. Because Brandon Wakeham's still not terrible. He doesn't get a spot for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs need a half. So, it really does suck for him because the Bulldogs are desperate for a half. And even he can't get that spot there because Carl Flanagan has it. But the forwards, obviously, I'm a little bit unaware of. I know Andy Ackers, I believe, we were speaking on the other night. The English fans were telling us how Andy Ackers was going to be their starting hooker, obviously. So he's obviously there tonight. And their back row, Elliot Whitehead, Mike McKeegan, it seems pretty reasonable. Their forwards actually seem pretty reasonable in Whitehead and Victor Radley. Obviously, Whitehead from the Raiders, Radley from the Roosters. And as you guys know, Super League, I'm going to start doing a whole heap of next year after this World Cup. So I want to start to know a bit more about the other league as well. Alex says, Williams the halfback. Interesting to play with 5 back. That's what I'm saying. He's a halfback. That's why I was confused. I was really confused there. All right, Fiji National Anthem is done. We've done the Fiji National Anthem, and next up here we do have the English. Crazy New Zealand says, if England lose, Radley will be rethinking his life choices. But why? I don't understand what you mean. And the reason I say that is because he was not going to be selected for Australia. He was not going to be selected for Australia. It's not that he's rethinking his life choices. This was his only option. People forget that. People really do forget that, eh? All right, there we go. People forget. I'm not having to go at you, by the way. I'm just saying for people who don't understand. Victor Radley was given no choice. He was not given a choice. JD's his prediction for the first game of the World Cup. Are you talking about this game? Is it like a warm-up game? Or are you talking about for the actual game, which is England versus Samoa? That's a big game, man. We've done their group, actually, so we can give their preview. I think I predicted Samoa to win, but it's such a tough game, man, because it comes down to, do you believe in the hype of Samoa, or do you believe in the consistency of England? Now, England have never won a World Cup before in Rugby League. It's only been Australia, and then one time New Zealand. Obviously, I was at that World Cup final between Australia and New Zealand. At Suncorp Stadium. But yeah, look, there's only been one time that someone who wasn't Australian on the World Cup, and it wasn't England. So, it's a bit interesting that we have them as a tier one nation for a lot of aspects, but I understand why as well. I do. And it makes it a lot more fair overall. But yeah, I think personally I'm going to go with the hype train Samoa. I think they've got a pretty good team. Their spine still worries me though. This is what I'm interested about in this game, right? Because England, a lot of the English fans don't believe in this team right now. This team is a little bit lackluster in key areas as well. They're not going to be realistically competing with Australia if they're going to put this specific team out for the World Cup. This is your first team. It's going to be a bit tough there to beat Australia, and especially New Zealand too, because New Zealand look very good. New Zealand and Australia both look very, very good. Very, very good. Joy says, who do you reckon win the World Cup this year? We've got our preview coming out on Monday. Well, it'll be a preview video because tonight we'll do our preview for Group C, which is New Zealand, Lebanon, Jamaica, and Ireland, I think it is. And then on Sunday we'll be showing our preview for Group D, which is Tonga, Papua New Guinea, Cook Islands, and Wales, which is actually a really tough game, group to read. I actually really think Papua New Guinea could come through that group as first. I really do. I really believe they could. Not that they're going to win the World Cup, but I just think that's a bit of a surprise pick. So we're just listening to the Fijian hymn right now, which is fantastic. If you love your sport, Fijian hymn is just beautiful. I'll be hopefully in Fiji in the next couple of days, so should be good to stream the World Cup from over there in Fiji. There's Ravalawa, Mikhail Ravalawa on screen right now. Just says, not where you're playing. John Drolly says, Yandra, brother. Vidnaka for watching. Hopefully, good result here for the Viti level boys. For the Fiji boys. Bit of toss of Viti action for, what time is it in Fiji? I think it's like 6:15am, 6:30. 6:30am in Fiji right now. JD says, Australia just a scary team as usual, especially Australia putting 60 on PNG without their official World Cup team. Kind of. So that Australian team obviously was nowhere close to a starting lineup for Australia. I don't think nearly anyone was there, but Papua New Guinea, that's Australia though, it's the NRL. But Papua New Guinea didn't play their team either. That was a very weakened Papua New Guinea team as well. So we actually had it was really weird because I have a big Papua New Guinean audience in this channel. Papua New Guinea Rugby League World Cup games are going to be crazy on the channel, you watch. But there was a lot of Papua New Guineans who were like getting cocky, saying Australia have nothing anymore. It's like, bro, we just put 60 points past the team. Like Papua New Guinea were coming back at one stage, and it was looking a little bit nerve-wracking. But then Australia kicked on again, and it was weird because Papua New Guineans don't really have that confidence against Australia, but they did this time. And I guess that's a bit exciting considering that so many other teams in the World Cup actually are looking a bit more positive now and giving it a bit more of a run for their money in regards to a lot of aspects, in regards to the fact that people are starting to believe in their team a lot more of Australia. Then again, we get this every single World Cup and Australia does it, or we also get this every single World Cup in regards to the Union, and the same results do happen as well. But all right. Jack says, where do you watch the game? So I'm on rugbyleague.com, rugby-league.com, but you have to create an account and whatnot. It's free. I will commentate the game live for you guys. I will say everything that's going on, and then obviously I'll be talking to you in the chat. So this is like an interactive commentary here where we talk about what's going on, and I'll give you my analysis. And England are kicking off right now, guys. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and England do kick the ball off at AJ Bell Stadium. I think this is in Salford. I think this is in Salford. So first big run up there by is that Tui Kamikamica who brings the ball. This is a weird angle, man. This is a really weird angle. That was Tui Kamikamica who ran that ball up there. Oh, geez, it's a 35. Geez, this is a shocking angle. This is a shocking angle. So it's apparently a really cold evening here. at the AJ Bell Stadium, which will not suit Fiji either, mind you. Will not suit Fiji either. So to explain this angle right now, they've got it like nearly eye level with the players. Like it's really close to eye level. Is this what they normally watch in the Super League? Josesi Jikomane Korua says Fiji, let's go. Toso, Fiji. Well, at least they've got the time ramps there. So the minute gone here, and England will have the ball at the 15. Oh, big run here by the number 5 there. Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall's a big bopper, man. I think he used to play for the Roosters as well. Ryan Hall's a big winger, man. Not your average size winger. We obviously would compare with the likes of Micah Sivo and whatnot, but Sivo not playing here today. Dominic Young will get that ball now to the 35. Sorry, it's really confusing. Oh, England away here. Taken down at the 40. That's a great run there by Jack Wellesby. No, sorry, that was Andy Ackers. Jeez, it's so hard to see from this angle. And now England will be taken down now at the 30, Chris Hill. JD says, yeah, this angle is disgusting. It's a terrible angle, man. Truly. Especially for commentary because, I have to try and read the numbers at the back. Oh, here we go. What's this angle now? Kevin DeGrom from behind there at the 10. It's super strange. This is all over the shop right now. Jack says, we watched the game. Eddie Jones getting around England. The old Eddie Jones, eh? The big fella. So right-hand side now for Fiji, and it's going to be taken down here at the 15. Not making a great deal of meters on this set right now. I think this is third tackle. It doesn't have it on the screen. Well, that's it. That's going to be a penalty there. It was definitely not square marker. But we're not seeing square marker penalties being called too much anymore. Also, this World Cup is in England, guys. So you've got to remember, this is a difficult one for Australians to understand because the English referee the game very differently. The English game is refereed very, very differently to how the NRL is refereed. So do remember that going into this World Cup. Good kick there from Fiji, which will go to about the 15, 20. And they'll bring it back to the 30 now, 35. Bang, taken down. Justin says, Farnworth hat-trick. Wouldn't be surprised, man. Like I said, they're going with the backup centres here today. Oh, that's a penalty there to England. Fiji offside there. And Nate says, not just practice games, practice camera angles too. Bro, I just don't understand who thought this was a good idea. Maybe because this is the stadium and they had it's impossible to get a great angle because normally I think this stadium isn't really used. It's definitely not used for the Premier League, and I don't think it's used for any big league either. I think it's probably like a Div 3, Div 4 kind of deal down there in the Empower. Because it's a small stadium and it's in Salford, which is obviously around the Manchester area. But yeah, England now with the ball 30 minutes out of the line. So I guess that maybe this is just where their camera angles normally are for their football because no one usually watches games from here. Maybe. I don't know, man. So England now at the 30, right-hand side. They'll get taken down 25 metres out now. Here we go. Let's see if England can score here. Like I said, England should be winning this game pretty comfortably today with how many players are out for Fiji. So you'd be hoping for them to score pretty quickly. Ackers, nice work out to the right-hand side. And England, Callum Watkins taking down 5 metres out there. The ex-Gold Coast Titans, Callum Watkins there. The ex-Gold Coast Titans. No, it was a great bloke. Just unfortunate that he didn't work out. And that's a pretty average kick there. Is that a try? Oh, it's a mutual infringement. It's off the referee. What? So it was a terrible kick that ended up actually being okay. So they sneak it through there. It hits the post here. Brandon Wakeham tries to jump on it, gets kicked through, but apparently it must touch the referee, which then they've stopped. So play the ball. The ball's hit him in the end goal. It hits the post there, and it will bounce out. Brandon Wakeham tries to get the ball. It actually should be a knock-on against Victor Radley. It should have been a knock-on against either Radley or against... Brandon Wakeham, but they haven't called that. They've gone and called that it was an infringement from the referee. So England now, they're going to get this ball to the 5 metres or so. I don't know what tackle it is. I think maybe 4 tackle, maybe. So right-hand side, Ackers. He's looking really dominant today. Ackers, good pass. Or Dominic Young, I think he's knocked that ball on. I think he's knocked it on. Oh no, they've just called straight up. Out. Straight up out. Dogs game says 4 a.m. It's 4:40 right now, but we have been streaming since 4:15. So, good. Oh, that's a knock on Fiji. Jeez, it's just a bit strange to me. This is refereed so differently. But yeah, there you go. So it's going to be a knock on there from Fiji. So must have just gone simply out because they were very confident. There obviously probably isn't going to be any bunker today at this stadium. Troy, is this game being played in England? Well, it's definitely not being played in Australia, mate. It's 4:40 in the morning right now, so it's definitely not being played here in Australia or Fiji. It's definitely being played over there. Oh, he clearly lost that ball. Sorry, he clearly lost that ball. It wasn't even close. I was right with the knock on in the first instance. You could argue that his hands still stay on the ball here, though. You could make an argument that Dom Young keeps his hands on the ball there, but no, he clearly lost. Settle down, commentary. What are you talking about? That was very clear. That was a very clear knock on there. And that's going to be a knock on here against England. Knock on against England here, 15 metres out from the line. Or sorry, 25 metres out from the line. Shit, I don't know. Joyce says that would make sense. It does. It does. Sebastian Grammer in the chat getting around it. This is, like, for you, Sebastian, this should be a very easy win for England. So you should be expecting a good one here. If you don't win, this will be a pretty poor result for England if they don't get it. Because they've got a pretty strong lineup going up against a very weakened Fiji team. Very weakened Fiji team. Alright, so Fiji now at the third, 25. And it's going to be Isaac Lume who's on the field. He was... Is he starting today? Because it had him as the reserve, but they've got him on the field already. Surely they haven't used a sub already. Daniel Bay says, hey Blaze, what players are missing for Fiji? Mike Asivo, Viliami Kikau, Api Saikotosau, who else? Wonga Blake as well. A whole heap of NRL talent, man. So Fiji now get this ball to the 35. I think that's all. Otherwise, I think I've missed a couple, but there's still, yeah, it's a very weakened Fiji side. But it's still a good Fiji side, don't get me wrong. It's not like Fiji should get pumped here, but England should definitely win here. So it's just a bit of a laugh, get us prepared for the real thing. Yeah, kind of, but in the same sense, you do want to be winning this game. You've got a strong lineup, man, and Fiji have a weakened lineup, so you do need to be winning this game. And that's why Fiji are $4.70 underdogs. If you don't win this game, bit of a worry, especially with all the chatter from the English fans specifically saying that this is not looking like a good World Cup for England, which should be ridiculous because it's in England. It should be a really good performance here from England this World Cup. I know they made the final. Oh, that's close to a knock-on there for England. They get the ball to the 40. Get the ball to the 40 now on their side of the field. And I wouldn't be surprised if England get too cocky and Fiji pull their pants down. Fiji worry me. You know, after watching that game against Papua New Guinea in the mid-season test, they do slightly worry me, the old Fiji, because if anyone is, has the ability to be too cocky heading into a game they should win, it's Fiji. We saw it at the Rugby Union World Cup with Fiji versus Uruguay. Fifth tackle here, England kick it over the top, and pretty average kick there. And it will be Isaac. So Isaac Lume must be the starting winger. He must be the starting winger. I think NRL.com app has got that wrong. I think they've got that wrong. But Fiji can't get out of their own 20 at the moment. They're really struggling for meters gained. Fiji have the ability to go into a game too confident. Obviously, this game, not so much. But when it comes to the World Cup, they do have games against Italy and... who was the other one? Not Scotland. Yeah, it was Scotland. Italy and Scotland. So there's still the ability. Uruguay compared to Fiji in the Rugby Union is a similar level to Fiji compared to those guys in Rugby League. Right inside now, and they're struggling for meters, man. Brandon Wakeham will get a good kick going there, and that goes in. I found the full. Oh no, it wasn't. That's really dumb there by Hall. That's really dumb. That's going to be a great kick there from Brandon Wakeham. So Ryan Hall has grabbed that ball in field and put his foot over the sideline afterwards, which means now it's Fiji's ball. Also, the best fullback, Sunya Turuva, Asena, yes. To be fair, Sunya's only had one really good game, which was against Papua New Guinea. We've only seen him in that one really big game, so that's all we can go off, obviously. But we still got to exercise a little bit of caution talking about Sunya Turuva as an unreal fullback, because there is still the fact that could have been just a really good game for him. I believe in him. I think he's a really good fullback. I just want to see more from him, which would have been great to see him in this game, because he didn't play for the Panthers in the grand final. Obviously, he's in the New South Wales Cup. But Fiji here, 5 metres out here from the line. You got Pio Sevi, goes left-hand side now. And sorry, Tangi Tuimua will be the one who plays as the hooker today, not Pio Sevi. I saw Sevi to the right-hand side. Tangi Tuimua goes right-hand side to Brendan Wakeham. Wakeham now. And chance here for... Fiji knocked the ball on. Fiji knocked the ball on there through Isaac Lume, and Ryan Hall will grab the ball at the 5. What are they doing, England? Just settle down. Just get tackled. Gee, settle down. It's the first tackle here for England. And they get ball at the 20. Now, guys, obviously hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. 10 minutes gone in this warm-up match. And England will get this ball up to the 30. Bit of a average game so far in regards to the ball handling skills in both teams. and the metres gained for Fiji. But Herbie Farnworth, he'll get taken down there at the 30. Nate Chase says Ryan Hall is good for one stupid error a game. Ryan Hall, he used to play for Roosters, correct? So out back now, and it's going to be Kevin Aguama who brings it back to the 10. UFC Only Fam says, "Oh snap! Hey, can I a suggestion? Can each week do a vid or something?" Wait, what? UFC Only Fam says, "Oh snap! Can I hit a suggestion? Each week do a vid or something so we know what you're covering." I usually do a photo with all my games. I just haven't done it this week. But I normally have a photo that goes up on the community page and Instagram. That does tell you what I am streaming. But yeah, I should do it, especially for the Rugby League World Cup coming up. I should be doing it. And FIFA World Cup coming up too, Cricket World Cup. It's a really good idea now. But yeah, I normally do each week have a picture that explains what I'm doing. So Fiji now will get this ball to about 40 minutes out here from the English line. Fiji probably been the better team this last few minutes. England don't have the dominance that they did start off with. And Ryan Hall will grab that ball at 5. Nate says, yeah, played for the Chooks. He's a pretty good try scorer for a big winger. Taz says, 5:30 wake up to watch the Poms lose. How good. Oh, it's a knock-on from England. Here. Here's an opportunity here for Fiji again. It's going to be 20 metres out here. Jeez, England just giving... Oh, that's a penalty, surely. Wow, they call penalty there to Fiji. So left-hand side now for the Fijians, and they'll get this taken down here at the 15 or so. There'll be second tackle. Mother 6 again here for Fiji. Oh, nice little run here from Tangi Tuamua. Taking down 3 metres out here from the line. I think a second tackle. No, it'll be first tackle now after the 6 again call. So right-hand side, they go with Wakeham. Wakeham here gives it off to... it'll be Kyla Miller. He'll get taken down at the 3 metres. I'm not too sure who... is it Kayla Miller or Kayla Miller? I can't remember. Is that... Wait, is that Tarek Sims? I thought that was Tarek Sims for a second then. Left-hand side now gives up to Kevin Aguama. Aguama kicks it through. Oh, so close. But it will. But Jack Wellsby's done pretty well there on the defensive end. But unfortunately, the Fijian wing on the left-hand side wasn't fantastic there. Was not fantastic there. But yeah, it does. England should not be losing this game, but they are starting to lose it. They are starting to really fall apart in this... and getting out their own line. Unfortunately, that kick was just a little bit too deep there from Kevin Aguama. Honestly, and I will say this to you as well, Asina, is that obviously everyone in Fiji, including myself, we all believe that it's going to be Sunya Turuva as the fullback. I would not be crazily surprised if they do select Kevin Aguama as the fullback. I just want to throw that out there. They do need a bit of experience. Obviously, they've got a heap of young blood there. Should have passed that ball there for England. They're at the 25 metres out here, England, yeah. I would not be surprised if Kevin Aguama goes to the fullback because he's a lot more of an experienced option. So left-hand side now gives it off to number 6 and Georgie Williams, who he's playing in the 5'8" role today, Georgie Williams. Quick play the ball. Oh, knock on there. That's a knock on there. That's a knock on from England. What? There's no way that wasn't a knock on from England. They're going to say 6 again here for England. That was definitely a knock-on from England. But, all right, so it's going to be 0 tackle right now. And Ryan Hall, who's running the ball a lot here today, he'll be taken down 5 minutes out here from the line. You can understand with the frame of Ryan Hall and the way that he's playing so far is that there's a reason. 6 again here for England. You can understand why he never really made it for the Roosters, though. Made it in the NRL. So, first tackle now. Right-hand side, 3 metres out. And they get it out again. Pass it out again. Should be an easy try. Dom Young. Try time. Try time there for Dom Young. Newcastle Knights winger. He scores a try for England and we 4-0 here. It was too easy down that right-hand side. There should have been a knock-on earlier, though. I just want to throw that out there. There should have been a knock-on from England in the previous leading up to this set. But the fact of the matter is that was a good work play there by Dom Young and the English to go down the right-hand side and score. Yeah, good work. Tarek Sims is Fijian confirmed. No, so I know Tarek Sims is Fijian SQ. I just didn't know if he's playing in today's game because it doesn't have him on the team list. It looked like Tarek Sims from behind. It looked like it might have been Tarek Sims from behind, but he's not on the team lineup, which is why I've gotten confused here. Kalen Miller and P.O. Sevi are the 2 back rowers. They're the 2 back rowers there. That's what it was. Sebastian says, I swear I didn't try a timeout, Daz. That's just something I promised I didn't try to do. Yeah, well, it is what it is. We all try timeout, Daz. We all do. We all want to do it. But that was a nice one from Andy Ackers. Andy Ackers has been very good here for England today. He's probably been their best player. I don't know why we're slowing this down as if like he doesn't get this. It's a very, very clear try. It wasn't even close to going out. Now, is it a Palmy referee? I would assume so. This is obviously going to be held in England, so you'll be seeing mostly English referees. I don't think they'll take many Australian referees over. That's the benefit to having a World Cup in your home area, is because you get to obviously put the referees in. Well, the referees are kind of from your hemisphere, which is, I guess, a rugby union term, but in the same sense, it also relates to Super League versus the NRL. And the kick will be dreadful. That was a dreadful kick. That was a dreadful kick. Let's see if I can put this over here. So I have to look at the chat on my phone here today because you can't not watch this on full screen on this app. I'm just trying to get this done here. Surely these refs aren't as bad as NRL refs. You'd hope so, mate, because we all know how bad the NRL referees are. We all know how bad that is. So it's missed kicks there. So it will stay at 4-0. It will stay at 4-0. So who's the 5 players missing, by the way? I think it was SQDN who was saying there were 5 English players missing. Who are the 5 starters English that the English are missing? It definitely looked like a very strong lineup. I don't know if I could see 5 players that were out, but I definitely wouldn't be surprised if there's a good couple. It looked like it's still a pretty strong English lineup here. So 5 minutes out, and they'll get slammed back here. The English will be first tackle. Does you have no idea how bad? Oh, well, I know. But there you go. It's going to be penalty England. Fiji, given a lot of offsides in this game so far. This is their biggest thorn in their side right now. Got to stop giving all these. Got to stop giving another. I thought he was giving another 10 metres there. But all right, that kick will be all right. I'll get them to the 40 on their side of the field. Bottles for Life says, "Bro, where's the score?" There it is, right there. There it is. You just got to be patient, man. I don't do it. It's not what I do. It does it live through Flash Score. So, Sebastian Gomez says, "Ref is Jack Smith, decent, sensible, down to earth, law-abiding English bloke." Okay. Left-hand side now. Good. This is a nice play done at left-hand side. And they'll get taken down here at the 22. Sorry, guys. It's a terrible angle here to see where they are on the field. That was Elliot Whitehead with a big run there. So 15 metres out here, I think, from the line. I think it's third tackle right now. They don't have the tackles on the screen either. So right-hand side now for English. They're trying to go down. Dom Young's side again. It should be easily defended there. It should be, and that's exactly what happens. So they'll be taking out 5 minutes out. Don't go out, otherwise that will be a penalty. There you go. Dom Young back on the inside here. Georgie Williams with a kick over the top. Great kick, but great take as well. That's a great... At the 20, Brandon Wakem. What is he playing? Fullback as well? Oh, he gets the ball off here to Kevin Nguama. That was unreal. What is Brandon Wakem playing fullback as well? Like, he was inside, went out to the 20. This is good work here from Fiji. England not getting back in time. And Fiji get to the ball to about the 35 or so. Well, that's got to be a 6 again or a penalty. Sorry, 45. That had to be a penalty just then. That was nice work from Fiji, getting on the pace, getting some, some pace going there. Walmsley is 1, our best forward. Oya says 9:55. Hello from Zekilos in Greece. 9:55, mate. For me, it's 5 in the morning. It's 4:55 a.m. over here in Australia, in Gold Coast. But for the World Cup, I will be in Fiji, so I'll be having an extra 2 hours added on here, which will be great. There. That's why the Warriors have never won a comp, because the refs are all Aussie. No, here we go. Don't encourage them, Daz. You know how buddy the Warriors fans already are. Dom Young, look, he's having a game. Picks the ball up there, and he'll get the ball out to about the 20 metres, taken back to the 20. No, so that wasn't Tarek Sims. It was Kalen Miller. It was Kalen Miller who was the back row there. Tarek Sims and Corbin Sims, Ashton Sims, they're all Fijian. Most people don't really recognise that. Herbie Farnworth with a good run here, brings his bite to the 35. Good to see Farnworth come back out. Obviously, he's been out for most of this year with the NRL. Farnworth was injured for most of the Brisbane Broncos season. And he's a good player, man. He's a good centre, Herbie Farnworth. Probably my favourite English player, to be completely honest with you. And I don't like the Broncos, but he's a good player that I do enjoy watching. Sebastian says it's also why French clubs never won the Super League. All rest are English. Oh, here we go. Oh, geez, huge hit there from Fiji. Good crowd here for a warm-up match. I will say that. Good crowd here for a warm-up match. But obviously, everyone knows that the English in the northern part of England really do care about rugby league in comparison. So 20 minutes gone here, guys. 20 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Appreciate the 91 people are watching right now. Georgie Williams, right-hand side. No, poor pass there. Callum Watkins gets taken down to 5. And obviously, as a Gold Coast Titans fan, I don't have any problem with Callum Watkins. I would love to see him do something here. He just didn't get it going for the Titans, but that was good work there from Fiji to pick that ball up. Brandon Wakeham is also playing as a bit of a fullback role. Like, Wakeham is playing as the halfback, but he's also playing as a fullback role, and that's weird considering that Kevin Nguama is the fullback, and Nguama's definitely got the experience to be doing his job fine. It's strange to see. But Lume will get this ball out to the 20 or so. Database says his younger version of that guy a few years ago with the Dreads who played for Titans and Bulldogs. What, Jamal Idris? Jamal Idris, no, he was a second row / centre. Dom Young is a winger who plays for the Knights. Was going to play for Jamaica, but England decided to choose. Oh, that's a strip penalty. Yeah, absolutely. There'll be a penalty here to Fiji. Yeah, not Jamal Idris, no. Jamal Idris is not a name I've heard about for a while. Hey, Daz, what's your thoughts on Jamal? Esmond McKenzie says, would put a cheeky $50 on Samoa via England versus England first game. Samoa looks at goods. Kind of. Like, they do, and they don't as well. Their spine's a little bit worrying. I want to look at this game and see what England do. At the moment, I'm leaning with Samoa, but in the same sense, it's a tough game to read, man, because when Samoa played Cook Islands earlier on this year in the mid-season test, they beat it by a lot. There's an injury here for Fiji, by the way. They beat it by a lot, but it wasn't unbelievable there. They didn't have Brian To'o, to be fair, Jerome Luai and whatnot, but I am still a little bit concerned overall about a few things, but I absolutely agree. I think Samoa can win that group. We actually did a preview for that group last night. No, 2 nights ago. Last night was Group B. Tonight is Group C for New Zealand, Lebanon, and whatnot. Oh, great play. Fiji didn't pass the ball. 10 metres out here for the line here for Fiji. 10 metres out. Chance here. Go left-hand side to Brendan Wakeham. Wakeham underneath to Tuikami Kamita, the big Melbourne Storm, big bopper front rower. He'll get taken down 5 metres out. Fiji look a little bit lackluster when it comes to the actual attacking part, but that's why. Apikota Sal's not there, so Taruva's not there. Right, for example, that was dreadful. That was absolutely horrific there from Fiji. They didn't know what they were doing. Sebastian Grummer says, by the way, they're going to rebrand the Super League. Wonder what shitty name they're going to come up with for the competition. Are they really? That was horrific, that play from Fiji. I don't know what that was just then. I really don't know what that was. Alex says, Jamal Idris will be in the Tigers Hall of Fame. Did he play for the Tigers? Oh, that's right. Didn't he go to the Tigers after he... Oh, that's forward. Oh, Dom Young's away here, but that should have been a 4 pass. That was clearly a 4 pass there. Referee, hello. 6 again here, jeez. Referee's been making a few interesting calls. England's first try came off the back of a knock-on that got caught a knock-on from Fiji, but it was actually a knock-on from England. And right now, they've got a fresh set of 6 here after there was clearly a 4 pass just then. But England here, they're going to be 5 metres out from the line. Good offload there from, I think that was Luke Thompson. And Ackers, he's been great, Andy. Ackers has been great. But that's, again, 2 tries off the back of a poor call for me. That's the back of a poor call there twice there. However, England have been the better team. Fiji don't look good in the attack. They don't have their star players. They can't get anything going on the attack there. And England are expected to do this, and that's exactly what they've done. Ackers has been great today. Really looking forward to seeing what he can do in the number 9. He's been clearly their best player. Dom Young probably second. But yeah, no, the English have been looking all right. Victor Radley hasn't really done too much just yet. Happy Farmworth has been trying to get involved. But no, look, it's nice work there. Wellesby just gives it off here to the big number 18 for England. Is that Luke? I think it might be Luke Thompson. I'm not sure. But that's just great work from Andy Ackers. Great work. Borough Dogs, where can we watch this warm-up game? On Rugby League, on Rugby League, rugby-league.com, and just create an account. But obviously, you've missed 25 minutes, man. And the other warm-up games, for some reason, are all paid. Like, I'm going to probably... I'll try and get the streams going tonight, but it just comes down. I'm not going to pay for a warm-up match. Jenny Corbett says Superman League. Alex Walmsley is out of the Rugby League World Cup. Really, Jordan? Like the whole World Cup? That's crazy. I hope we have an Oz ref for Samoa vs Oz. Yeah, because this has been a bit interesting, man. 2 tries have come off the back of 2 calls that definitely I haven't agreed with. But in the same sense, England do deserve to be in the leads. They'll be there. There'll be a try there. It'll be 10-0. I will get the conversion as well. 25 minutes gone. He played about 5 games in 2018. That's right, because he left the Gold Coast. He left the Titans and then said, because I remember he one day said, I want to be the captain of the Gold Coast Titans. And we were like, oh, cool. And then a week and a half later, he left the club unannounced, which was very interesting, to say the least. I thought he wanted to be the captain, but instead left a week and a half later. And then completely tanked his career. Completely let his career go. And then eventually ended up... If you ever end up at the West Tigers, you've tanked your career, lads. You've tanked your career. Jordan says, yes, wow. It's a big loss there for the English. Big loss. NJ says, Pommy Ref has a license to steal. Settle down. Daniel Bay says, who here remembers Steve-O, our one-time commentary guy over here? Steve-O? Are you talking about like your actual commentary? Or what? I'm not too sure what you're talking about. But England now getting this ball out to the 20 or so. Also, English fans, can you tell me, is this how you normally watch games? Is this normally the angle you watch your games at? Because this is dreadful, this angle. Like, the way this game is actually shot on the camera is just dreadful. Like, it's literally nearly eye level. It's like maybe 2 players up. But with obviously the NRL and other, normal sports, it's quite high, so you can see the whole field. But this is just a dreadful angle. All right, so right-hand side now, and they'll be about 40 metres out here from the Fiji line. England on the attack again here. I want to see a bit more from Victor Radley, who's lost the ball there, actually. They're going to say backwards, though. I think it was backwards, to be fair. And it'll be Kevin Aguama who gets the ball at the 5. Sebastian says, no, mate, this angle is horrific. The Sky Sports coverage are far superior. That's what I was thinking, man. That's what I was thinking. So it's a penalty here to Fiji. Because if you are watching this right now, guys, it's very difficult for a commentator like what I'm doing to be able to read the back of the jerseys' names, to see the players in general, and also to see the lines on the field, to see where they kind of are. From this distance, there's no different angles. The only different angle is when they're literally behind the fullback, which is even weirder and really, zoomed up. Dazmate says, hey, mate. Hello, mate. Sorry, not Dazmate. Paul Howard says, hey, mate. Hello, champion. How you doing? Dazmate says, Spider Cam is better than this. It pretty much is. It kind of is. All right, so it's going to be, I think, second tackle now for Fiji inside the attacking half. So Tangi Tuiumua is not doing too well right now in regards to setting up these plays. Needs to do a little bit better. But like I said, Siti Modondreke needs to have a big game with the number 6. That's a nice work from Tangi Tuiumua, though. Oh, that's a high tackle, arguably. Gets taken down 20 metres out of the line. That was a great run there from the hooker. Right-hand side now, Brendan Wakeham. Wakeham kicks it through. It's a good kick, actually. Oh, chance. Chancey Fiji offloads it over the sideline. Oh, no. That's forward. It's knock on, yeah. Ball's lost there, and it will be England ball there. Burrow Dog says, Shadow Victor has jumped from the Blues squad to the Pommies. He was built for Origin footy. So, agreed, Burrow Dog. But also I will say as well, is that he was given no choice. He was never going to... He was not going to be playing for Australia. For example, he's playing as I think he's in the lock position today. We've got 3 locks on the team right now. Jake Chaboyevich, arguably 4. Jake Chaboyevich, Tinafasa Malawi, and the 2 big dogs of Cameron Murray and Isaiah Yeo. So Isaiah Yeo will get the lock position, and then you've got Cameron Murray who'll go to the back row. You're probably going to find Jake Chaboyevich will either get a bench spot, or Ruben Cotter will take his bench spot, or he won't get a spot there, and Tina will go to the front row. So it's impossible to see Victor Radley getting a spot in that Australian team, unless they brought him off the bench, which would be a bit null and void for me. So selecting to play for England is the smarter move there, and it's not like we said we wanted him. Right, I want to reiterate this to people. Again, I said this at the beginning of the stream. There are so many people who come out and say, "Oh, Australia losing all this talent." Not really. Suwali was never guaranteed. Like, he was a decent shout. He was never guaranteed for a spot for Australia. Luai was never even close. Brian To'o is the only guaranteed 100% guaranteed that did say no to Australia. He would have played on the wing there. That should be a penalty there too. Yeah. Oh, knock on, they're called. Well, that should have been a knock on again. That should have been a penalty to England, in my personal opinion. I disagree with this call. This should have been a penalty to England. Yeah, he's literally pushed him down. And where's the knock on here, though? Where was the knock on there? The referee is horrible. 1, that wasn't a knock on against England. 2, there should have been a penalty to England, in my personal opinion. Paul Howard says, watching the Munster versus Connacht match at the minute will be a close on 5-5. Both missed the conversions. The new 4G pitch is causing a lot of issues. Alex says, and Paddy Carrigan. And Paddy Carrigan as well. Exactly right. Jordan says, really, Radley waiting for Origin eligibility to change. I don't think it's going to. I really don't. I think that Australia, considering the improvement of the world, I think Australia's going to get a lot more stricter with the Origin. You watch. Right outside here, Fiji, good run. Really good run now. They'll be 28 minutes out or so. 30 minutes gone here, guys. 30 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. We'll be streaming every single Rugby League World Cup match live here on the channel. Plus, obviously, FIFA World Cup, Cricket World Cup, the likes. But here we go. So Tony Tuimua will be 21 minutes out of the line. They'll get this ball off here to the number 20 off the bench here for Fiji. Barradogs, he was born in the wrong era. If he was born in the 80s, he would have played 20 Origins. Oh, man. Radley back in the day would have been so good in that era. Oh, poor for Herbie Farnworth. And, Wellesby, if he gets out, no, that's really good defense there from... that's really good work there from Isaac Lume. And I'm not too sure who that is for Fiji, but Isaac Lume with a good tackle there alongside, I think, one of the bench forwards. Or bench... Doesn't look like a forward. Looks like the centre to me. It was a nice follow-up work there from Kevin Aguama. Just unfortunately, obviously, the ball didn't keep coming, but that was poor from Herbie Farnsworth. Pretty happy with how Wellesby covered that up, though, and tried to get out over the left-hand side. Jordan A says, Junior Paula and Papali'i were definitely going to be picked by Australia. So I agree with that. I don't guarantee 100% that Junior Paula starts, but in the same sense, it's probably a good shout. I don't think Josh Papali'i was going... I think he might have been selected, but I just don't think they go with him over the fresh blood. But then again, it's a good shout too, mate. It is a good shout too. But the forward position is very easily coverable, in my personal opinion. It comes down to the... Because, look, Papali'i was fine during Origin. Has been great over the years, but fine during Origin. It's definitely the end of his career, though. Let's put it that way. But he's still a great player, and you'd argue that he definitely would have got a spot in the team, that's for sure. But just not starting for me. 23 minutes out here from the line. They go left-hand side. And a good runner by... Tuikami Kamita. Oh, a bit of bunda. Oh, 6 again here. Bit of bunda there. Jeez. His pants going down there. So 5 meters out here from the line. Oh, look at this run. The big bopper. I can't even see the number right now, but that was a great run there. That was a great run. All right, so they roll it back 5 meters out. Here's the best opportunity for Fiji. Brendan Wakeham passes it over the sideline. Over the sideline. Terrible from Wakeham. I don't know, basis the comments are slow this side. Paul Howard says, on a separate note, are you and the Kiwi lad linking up for the World Cup 2023? Rugby podcast down under was great. Yes, we will be doing something next year. January is when it'll be starting. So I've got an NRL podcast that I'll be starting up. But I will also be doing a rugby podcast with the Kiwi lads. As far as I'm aware, we have discussed it, but I'm not. We'll see. But I'm pretty certain we are. Carlos Underwood says, Munster times Cleary for Oz. Yeah, should be good, mate. Obviously, it's no guarantee Cleary gets it, but he should. Dom Young. What a run from Dom Young. Gets the ball to the 50. That was an incredible run there from Dom Young. My gosh. There's no guarantee that they do go with Cleary, even though I think they should. Cherry Evans, obviously the Queensland halfback, won Origin this year. 6 again here for England. Realistically, Mal Meninga loves Cherry Evans because he's a Queenslander and has proven it time and time again that he is a good half. But I just think that Nathan Cleary is too good to remove. You know, he's won back-to-back premierships now and is a big part of that. Right inside now for England. Can they score once before? Oh, it's a try. Oh, did he get that off to Callum Watkins? Yeah, it's a try to Callum Watkins here. That is a great assist from Dom Young. Callum Watkins is going to score there for England, but Dom Young with the assist is fantastic. Dom Young's having a really good game here. Dom Young is having a really good game. Sebastian Gomez says, are the Aussies playing any warm-up games or do they dive straight into the game group fixtures? Australia doesn't really need warm-up games, man. Our season finished literally last week and you know, there's not really much point to Australia playing a warm-up game. They want to give their players a bit of a rest, and I guess obviously the guys have been off for about a month now because the team got knocked out in the group stage before the finals, maybe. But in the same sense, yeah, they don't need to play a warm-up game realistically, man. It's just not needed for Australia. Jordan Ace, I feel like Samoa not having warm-up games will benefit them. Helps also when most of the team is the Panthers. Yeah, I think that people are a bit too high on Samoa, but I also agree with you in the sense that it probably is best that they have they're having a break and they're not having to get straight into it. Dasman says, surely someone buys Mr. Streamer a coffee, $1,500 and you'll also win a Tesla. Yeah, well, obviously there is the, if you do want to donate a coffee, there is the pinned comment there that you can support the channel with. Daniel Bay says, hope the Aussies have been caning the beer. What? As in the Kangaroos? Mate, they're not going to be touching no alcohol until afterwards. That might be a good kick, actually. And that will be a good kick. So this time, I guess it will be 16-0 here to England over Fiji with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Again, Fijians, in the chat, do not think this is, your season, your time done. This is a much stronger England side, and this is a strong Fiji side. Jordan says Fiji were out clubbing last week and now facing England. It doesn't surprise me at all, man. We all know what Fiji can be like. They don't mind a good old party. Don't mind a good old parterino. That's for sure. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, that was fine. The pass was fine. It was great offload there from Dom Young, man. Really good offload. All right, so England now with the ball at 5. You can clearly see that Fiji are missing some real solid attacking key position areas. Like up beside Cottasau. He's the biggest loss here. And Dom Young's away here. This should be another try here for England. Back on the underneath. Georgie Williams. Try time for the English. Dom Young is man of the match so far. Dom Young is easy man of the match. Wow, that was great there from Dom Young, who has another assist here for Georgie Williams. Unbelievable. That was great. Not these days, Daniel. Yeah, there's not these days. But there's another try there for the English, and it will be 20-0 here with a hit to come. Easy try in the end there for the old English. But look at this. They just go right-hand side here. And the pace of Callum Watkins runs into the line, gives it then off to Georgie Williams. And then Williams pass across to Dom Young on the wing, breaks away, and then an inside pass, easy to Georgie Williams. Nearly knocked the ball on, but he does grab it and scores a try. Danny, this is what NRL team you support. I'm from the Gold Coast, mate, so I'm a Titans fan. So I go to every game, home or away nearly. I went to 18 games this year and vlogged 18 games this year. It's not easy, bro, but the fact of the matter is that I love where I'm from, and I'll always back in our community. Jack says this is becoming a carve-up. I can see it being 50-0. Probably, mate, but it's relatively to be expected. Like, you look at the team, Tangi Tuamua is not the hooker that you should be looking at, really. They're literally half their spine's out. And also the back row. And also, none of this back line is actually what they would have. Ravalawa's playing centre when he's a winger. So Ravalawa will get pushed to the wing. You got Micah Sivo, who will come into the team. You'll also get Wonga Blake, and you'll probably put Kevin O'Gara maybe into the centre. Because you've got to put Sunia Turuva for fullback. After watching this game here, there's no way you'd put Kevin O'Gara fullback. He's not been that great. And I just believe that Sunia Turuva brings that bit of energy. This is what these games are for, though, but then again, a blowout score of 50-0 would show that probably England win regardless. They probably win regardless, just not by as big a margin. OPGZ says Aussie team looks stacked, but up the Kiwis. The Kiwis actually have their best team ever, in my opinion. I think the Kiwis have their best team I've ever seen. I don't necessarily believe that they go and win it. I think that Australia still win it, but the Kiwis have a very strong team this time round, man, and it's exciting. It really is. It's exciting to see what they're going to be able to put up with this year. But it's unfortunate. Well, it's kind of fortunate, but unfortunate as well that Australia play New Zealand in the semi-final if it goes all to plan. Left-hand side now, and Ryan Hall, he'll get taken down at the 30 metres or so on the Fiji side of the field. Don't see some from the GC as well. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, if you've ever been to a game, the man on the drums, that's me, man. That's me. So, taken down, I think, fifth tackle here. 25 metres out here on the line. If I'm England, I would consider going for a field goal here because this is a warm-up match. It's nothing to do with anything. So, you just want to practice and get ready. That's a good tackle there. Oh, that's a try for England. What just happened there? So, England just scored a try out of nowhere. It's going to be 26-0. So, an unforced error there from Fiji. It's going to be 26-0. Yeah, this Fiji's not up to it, lads. This Fiji team is not up to it. But if you are Fijian, please don't think your World Cup is over. This is a warm-up game and half your team is out. Please, Fijians, do not think this is your actual team. There's a reason why it says warm-up match. OPGZ says Samoa looking good. Yeah, a little overrated, but also looking good. I have been saying to you guys for years now, Samoa are taking over Tonga. I think Tonga could have a real poor World Cup. I really could see a world where it happens. I don't want to see it because Tonga, great a fan base, love their support. That is dreadful there from who dropped that ball? That was Isaac Lume. Like, Lume's not going to get the spot when it's full team as well. But, geez, poor first half here from this Fiji team. JD says, Samoa looking good except for a halves, in my opinion. So it's the spine. It's the spine in general. And that's always the problem with Islander teams. Islander teams always have really good forwards, really good backs, but their spine is always very struggling. Look at Fiji, look at Samoa, look at Tonga, look at Papua New Guinea. All those teams, Cook Islands, there's a lot to be worked on with Cook Islands. So from the left-hand side here for the kicker, and he will make the kick. There you go, so 28-0. So half-time here, guys, and it'll be 28-0 to the English. Solid performance. Definitely the better team here. Dom Young has been the star of the half. He's been incredible. 2 try assists and a try, I think. He's been really, really good. So Dom Young looking like a really great addition there. They were considering not taking him originally because he was so good for the Knights and a losing team. They were forced to pick him. And, he's been the best player in the field here today. But, guys, half-time, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Now, a bit of sunlight is starting to come out. A little bit of sunlight starting to come out here. Oh, wait, what? They're kicking the ball off? Settle down, mate. Why are we kicking the ball off here? It's half-time. Oh, there's the siren. Oh, they kick it across here. And it should be an easy grab for Fiji. And there you go. Really strange. There you go. There's half-time. But there you go. So 28-0 here at half-time. Desmond says trial matches mean everything these days. Yeah, well, it's like in the NFL or the NBA in the preseason. Everyone's like, oh, he lost like this. And it's like, who cares? Desmond says I was expecting the young Fiji boy to get a rude awakening, and it's showing. Desmond says Lume knocking the ball out, knocking the ball on. No surprise here. Yeah. Is Lume still at the Storm? I think he is, isn't he? He's still at the Storm, isn't he? Or where is he gone? Where is he gone? Daniel Bates says, will RCG and Tina be outside and props? So, Daniel Bates, if you want to go and have a look at my preview for that group, I did a group preview of that Australia, Italy, Fiji, and Scotland last night. So, we went for about an hour and 10 minutes. If you want to go, we did an in-depth analysis of all the teams in that group. And we did England's group on 2 nights ago, which was England, Samoa, Greece, and was it France, I think? Yeah, France, Greece, England, and Samoa. We did that on 2 nights ago. Tonight, we're going to be doing the Pool C, which will be New Zealand, Lebanon. Who are the other teams? New Zealand, Lebanon, Jamaica and Ireland is the reason why I couldn't think of those names. And then on Sunday, which is, Sunday for you, we Cook Islands, Papua New Guinea, Wales, and Tonga in that group. But his man says the Bulldogs. Oh, he's the Bulldogs now. Oh, jeez, Daz, mate. My God. My goodness. Dax says Lume's at the Dogs, I think. Dasman says plays New South Wales Cup for the Dogs. Oh, no. Josesi Jikomane Kurua says that's fine, Bati. I'm still supporting you all the way. Like I said, Josesi, don't be too afraid. Don't be too, nervous at this World Cup. This is a much weakened Fiji team, but they should be still doing better than what they're putting up on offer right now. However, they are still a much weakened Fiji team. JD says, once hold the grand final Fijian players join the squad, then Fiji will be looking nice again. Yes, absolutely. People forget as well, Fiji have made the semi-finals of the World Cup 3 times in a row. Much more competitive World Cup this time around, however, but Fiji have made the World Cup semi-finals 3 times in a row. And, to be fair, they're actually looking like they might have to come up against... So, they're going to come second in the group, obviously. I would say... hard to say right now based on what this is, but they will play the second place team of men's Group C, which is either New Zealand, Ireland, Jamaica, or Lebanon. Fiji probably play Lebanon. Fiji beat Lebanon for me. So they are more than likely going to be looking at another semi-final. Another semi-final, which would be... yes, that's right, isn't it? No, that's right. It wouldn't be semi-finals yet. So you've got the... So wait a second. The round of 8 and then quarterfinal. Wait, I don't know. I'm all over the shop. So there'll be 8 teams. Australia play... Sorry, no. Fiji will play New Zealand. Wow. No, sorry. Unless Fiji win the group, they play New Zealand. And they're not beating New Zealand, so they're going to get knocked out in the quarters probably. That's my bad. I forgot about that. So Australia more than likely will play Lebanon, and Fiji will more than likely play New Zealand. If all things go to plan, obviously. I don't know what that was. And then obviously with men's group A and D, you'll probably be looking at It depends if you think Samoa or England. I'm probably going to lean with England. I think this has been a good performance here from England. I'm going to lean with England as first place in that group now, and Samoa second for the time being. And I'll go. Oh, I'm not going to give you a preview of that because I have a big call in regards to Group D. I'll wait for my preview on Sunday, and I'll give you my big call in regards to that group because I don't have Tonga winning it. Sammy Sue says, the Bati coach likely to have his work cut out for him regardless of result here. With depth being trialled at the moment, Fiji have New Zealand, Lebanon on the way, likely the former in the quarterfinals. It's definitely not going to be New Zealand. Lebanon's not top of the group. And Jamaica and Ireland definitely aren't. But Ireland will probably come third. Database says, we'll definitely check out your pre-tournament vids, please. Thanks. No, appreciate it, man. Josesi Ejiko Manogorova says, Fijiana will avenge tonight's loss to England W. Yeah, so the Rugby Union World Cup is on right now. I could consider streaming it, but in the same sense, I'm going to have a really, really big 2 months ahead of me with the Rugby League World Cup and the FIFA World Cup plus Cricket World Cup, whatnot, and also the Premier League for the time being. So it's a little bit tough maybe to be doing that as well, especially considering when the finals come up for the Women's World Cup, it will be in the middle of the Rugby League, and I'll be choosing Rugby League World Cup men's over the women. That's for sure. That's for sure. There. What's the poll looking like here? So the poll has got, England 55% to the Fiji Bati 45%. That makes sense. It does make sense. But I was actually expecting a few more Fijians to actually vote for what's it called there, for Fiji. But yeah, look, obviously, the people forgetting as well, the Women's World Cup is on right after this as well in England. And England, Brazil, Canada, and Papua New Guinea are in the one group. And then Australia, Cook Islands, France, and New Zealand are in the second group. And then there's also a Wheelchair World Cup afterwards, which obviously I won't be streaming, to be completely honest with you. But in the same sense, there's quite a bit of competition coming up. You've got Australia, England, Ireland, and Spain in one group, and then France, Scotland, USA, and Wales. So that's all the groups there. It's good to see at least it's good to see that USA are at least competing in this, because USA have normally been in the World Cup before, in the Men's World Cup. They normally are, but they obviously didn't do it this time. They obviously have not done it this time here. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Xavier Brown says, what does Bati mean? Bati is like a soldier. It's like a Fijian soldier, effectively, man. JD says, did you say you had a video of an overview of Pool A quarterfinals prediction? So not quarterfinals. I did an overview I did an analysis of all the players in the team, gave my thought process. We did one for Pool A 2 nights ago. We did one for Pool B last night. Tonight, for us here in Australia, we'll be doing Pool C. And tomorrow, we'll be doing a live one for Pool D. So we go through in each individual team, all their players, and talk to you guys in the chat as well. Somebody says, Fiji versus England in the morning and afternoon. So it's a great start for both codes in general. Absolutely. Typical says, what is the game on? Rugby-league.com is what it's on. I may stream Wales versus Lebanon. But it just depends on how much it costs to buy. Because it's literally a warm-up match and they're asking people to buy it. Which is ridiculous. Which is stupid. It really is. It is stupid. But yeah, the game's on rugby-league.com. With that being said, the angle of the game is pretty shocking. Pretty shocking there. But I do definitely want to see a better second half performance here from Fiji. Like, although I make excuses to them and I say, oh, listen, like they don't have their full strength team, you should never still be losing by this much. It should never be this bad. Like 28-0 in the first half is terrible defensive. And, Lume needs to work on his defense. And who's the wing on the left-hand side, actually? Who is the wing on the left-hand side? The left-hand side winger would be Mithieli Vulikachapani. So the guy who's going up against... No, so they've got this wrong here. So they've got Jason Garagare and Mithieli Vulikachapani as the wingers. Neither of them... I don't know... Well, one of them is probably playing, but one of them is definitely not playing instead of Isaac Lume, who started. So the NRL app has been pretty strange here in this last 24 hours. They don't really know what's going on. I'm not going to lie. Because Lume's on the bench on this app. He's on the bench. I do like that back line, though. I really do. If England play like this against Samoa, it's going to be a really good game. That'll be a really good game, man. You can't go past the likes of Hamiso in the fullback. You got Jerome Luai in the 6. The 7 will be Anthony Milford, which is a bit of a how you going one. And the 9 will be... Who's the number 9? Who's your 9 for Samoa? JD's? Who's the 9 again for Samoa? I can't remember. And that's a problem. That is a problem. Who is the 9 for Samoa? Because I think it's Saliva Havili who is Tongan. I can't remember who is the... hold on one second. Let's go and have a look. Samoa Rugby League World Cup predictions. Predicted lineup. Beers, man, Fiji doesn't have a big or even experienced forward pack. A strong spine can overcome this, but they don't have it either, in my opinion. Well, they do when it's normal, when they've got Api Psychotis out there. Or, to be fair, their spine in general is not experienced. You are right there. Okay, Rugby League World Cup, best 17, Samoa. So you are right there, actually. Api Psychotis is probably the only experienced one. Wakeham is experienced, but not great. 6 is the one position they don't know. City Modern is not having a great game here. So they're probably going to have to put Kevin Nguama into the 6. They'll have Brandon Wakeham in the 7, Api Psychotis in the 9, and the fullback will be Sonia Torova, is what I would say. Manu Brown is a hooker. Fair enough. Yeah, a bit. Or Danny Levi, JD says. Yeah, it's either Manu Brown or Danny Levi. I personally believe they'll go with the youth of Manu Brown. But then again, because there's so much kind of hard to read plays there because they are quite young, and might go with Daniel Levi because he does have a bit more experience about him, especially considering he's played for the Brisbane Broncos in the NRL. He's played in the Super League. He knows how it's played over there. He's a decent hooker, not a great hooker, but a decent hooker. Maybe they lead with Daniel Levi. Maybe. All right, so let's go have a look here. So who plays fullback is like one of the biggest questions surrounding the makeup of Samoa's squad. Suwali was reportedly set to be picked in Australia's squad. Found himself as a late addition to the Samoan squad upon the premise that was set to play fullback. There's no guarantee with Hamisa to have White fit on the squad, but it seems Matt Parrish may lean that way. Oh, wow. So they might actually put... Oh, no, I disagree with you, Matt Parrish. I don't agree with that. I really don't agree with that. If Matt Parrish is thinking that, there's a reason why people don't like what he does there. I would not be putting Suwali as a fullback over Hamiso. I don't think Hamiso is a better fullback necessarily. I'm just saying that there's no way that you take Suwali off the wing there. There's just no way you do that. You've got to keep Suwali on the wing and go with Hamiso on the fullback, because Hamiso is not as good a winger as Suwali is a fullback, is what I'll say there. So that's why I'm saying keep Hamiso fullback and put Suwali on the wings. Jerome Luai is a certain start in the halves and will likely have to play the role of halfback, although Captain Anthony Milford could yet shift across and play in the 7. The other option is Chanel Harris-Davida. However, with Milford one of the most experienced players in the squad, settle down. Crazy New Zealand says Daniel Levi always gets greedy close to the line. He picks and goes, always gets tackled, wasting a tackle. Do you watch a bit of the Super League, do you, Crazy New Zealand? JD says, wasting Suwali's height on the wings. What? That's where you want height. Oh, fullback, sorry. I was going to say. I was like, yeah, I agree. I think Suwali is definitely a solid winger to have because you want height in the wings. You want really big guys like Daniel Tupou. That's why the Roosters use their wingers so well in Daniel Tupou and Suwali. They've got 2 tall wingers there. Obviously says Suwali is a better winger than he is a fullback at the moment for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Someone says, since Natati Masima did alright against PNG, Wakeham there might help him a lot as an actual standoff in addition to Kotosau. Likely to be tried there since Lovendul was out injured. What do you mean Kotosau likely to be tried there? Kotosau is the starting hooker. There's no trying him there. Api Kotosau is the starting hooker. Regardless. No questions asked there. Not a single question asked. There's no confusion there. Api Kotosau is the starting hooker, regardless of any situation. But in regards to the halves, is the question mark here. But Api Kotosau was always and will be the hooker. Paul Howard says, how do you think Fiji is setting themselves up? Yeah, no one's taking the starting hooker from Api, JD says. Paul Howard says, how do you think Fiji is setting themselves up for the World Cup 2023? I know it's a year away, but I really would like to see Fiji do well this time over. So just to clarify for everyone, that's Rugby Union. This is Rugby League. But the Rugby Union World Cup, I think that Fiji, they'll still get probably... I think they could beat... I really don't think Wales are that great. I really do think that Australia and Wales could go through that group. But in the same sense, Australia's so 50-50, man. Australia will go through the group. It just comes down to whether Fiji and Wales... Because they had a good game when they played each other last time out. Australia will get through the groups. But... they could go and win it, but they could also get knocked out in the quarters. Australia, they're primed. They're primed for a run though, because they're on a good draw. They're on the good side of the draw with New Zealand, Ireland, whatnot playing on that side. But yeah, Fiji, it'd be interesting. Fiji have been better, but it'll be interesting to see how they go. We'll obviously be covering that pretty heavily. I'll be in France, hopefully next year. I'll be in France for the World Cup next year. Crazy New Zealand, so they used to do it in the NRL. The commentators be screaming no. Imagine some of those Fijian Sevens playmakers in this Fiji team. Too small bodies. Their bodies are too small. Rugby Sevens bodies are a bit small. But then again, Lockie Miller for the Sharkies this year, Cronulla Sharks. He's pretty good, actually. He played for Australia, Lockie Miller. But yeah, I think the Fijian Sevens bodies are a bit too small for league/union. But in the same sense, they do translate over and over. But you just don't want to see that back and forth, because back and forth usually means... Like, look, Sammy Radradra wasn't that great in Sevens, but he was a great rugby league player. Great league player and union, to be fair. Who else? Jared Hayne was one of the best fullbacks of all time in, especially for the Parramatta Eels back in 2009, but didn't translate to the Sevens too well. It's not necessarily a guarantee the translation there. But his message, Coruscant was a halfback first for Fiji before hooker. Understand, but he's not going to be playing halfback. He'll be playing hooker, guaranteed. Especially considering that there was word that Australia considered picking him. There was never a chance that Australia was going to pick Coruscant over the likes of Damien Cook, Harry Grant, and Ben Hunt. The fact that Damien Cook has not got a spot in this team is crazy, and that shows the depth of this Australian team. The fact is, they did not take one of the best hookers in the game for Ben Hunt and Harry Grant. There is no way Abisai Coruscant was getting over any of those three. Day says, damn throwback to the Hayne playing season. Mate, that was an unbelievable season. I still say that is the best individual season that we've ever seen. Ben Barber 2012 was great. Tom Trbojevic last year was great. Jared Hayne 2009 was unbelievable. Those 3 years, you could... Milford's wasn't 2015, but he still had a very good year, 2015, Milford. It's an underrated year in 2015 from Milford, but it's still not comparable to Tom Trbojevic and Ben Barber and Jared Hayne. But I would say that easily Jared Hayne's number one of those three, and I would say Tom Trbojevic is number two, Ben Barber number three. Yeah, that's what I would lean with there, personally. That's what I would personally lean with. It's just because, obviously, it was just so dominant from Hayne. Took his team from last to... What's it called? Hold on 1 second here. Well, true, that's pretty good. That's pretty good there. I was expecting my phone to die at some stage, but it hasn't. I was expecting my phone to die at some stage, considering that I had to look at the chat on there normally. But guys, obviously, still have time. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Like I said, I will be streaming literally every single game here live of the Rugby League World Cup. Crazy New Zealand is interested to see Cotter starting. I like how the Panthers utilise him off the bench against Thai defence. Yeah, there's no way that you're going to be starting Tangi Tuimua, though, who you can see in this game. Tangi Tuimua doesn't really have what it probably takes, right? Tangi Tuimua doesn't really have the attack in him right now. You definitely need an IQ of Abisai Coruscant to come in here and get the job done, because right now it's a bit of a struggle fest for Fiji on the attack. Like, Fiji have been able to get the ball into the attack in 20 occasionally. Most of the time, they have been limited within their own half. But when they do get out of their half, they get a penalty or whatnot. They get into the attack in 20. They just look like a headless chicken. Really do. So England are coming out here for the second half now. But they do, Fiji look like headless chickens when they're actually in the attack right now. But that's because they don't have what they should normally have. Somebody says he likely will start at 9 for the Bati. No. He will start at 9 for the Bati. There is no question. Here's Sammy Souza. There's no question. Api Coruscant is the 9. He's the hooker. Api Coruscant will not play in our position. I guarantee you 100%. I'm telling you right now. He will not. There's no question about it. He's not likely to play it. He will play the hooker role for Fiji. There's no question. I don't even know why we're still talking about this. There's no question between him playing. By the way, it's raining right now, so it's going to make it even harder here for Fiji. But as I said before as well, the weather here is quite cool, quite cold. And now that it's raining, it really does not suit Fiji. It really does not suit Fiji here at all. And this is why this tournament will suit those, Northern Hemisphere teams. It will. France isn't great though, but it's just the cool air, the cold of this World Cup. I know that it's going into... Actually, right, that's right. It's going into winter for you guys. It is, yeah. I forgot about that. Crazy New Zealand still have to play some big minutes, absolutely. But all right, there we go, guys. We're underway here for the second half. Like I said, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, and let me know your score prediction. I think that the second half maybe we'll go with 46-6. Maybe 20 more points for England, and maybe 6 or 12 points for Fiji. 46-12 or 46-6. But yeah, Apicot Sal will have to play some big minutes. That's why he's not playing today. You know, there was no chance he was ever going to play today. But I really do like Ackers, man. I think Ackers has had a really good game here, man, for the English in the number 9. Dom Young's been the player of the match so far, but Andy Ackers has been great. JD says I'm saying 46-10. Yeah, similar score to what I said. I said 46-6 or 46-12. So 46-10 makes sense. But Fiji now. That's a good kick there from Georgie Williams. It finds the grass, and it's going to be Kevin Aguama who brings this ball out to the 5. Now, Kevin Aguama's played a bit of Super League action, so he'll be used to this weather here. Yeah, this weather is terrible right now. This weather is terrible. Sebastian Graham says 9 degrees Celsius with heavy rain. Ideal rugby league weather. Shut your dirty, dirty mouth. How dare you say ideal rugby league weather? Ideal rugby league weather is a beautiful Sunday afternoon footy at Seabus Super Stadium. Typical says, will the World Cup be on 9 now? I don't know. I really don't think so. I think it's definitely on KO. I don't know if it's on free to wear. It probably will be. I don't think it will be. I don't think it'll be on free to wear. I think it's on KO and Fox. But we'll stream every game here, obviously. But I'm pretty certain it's on every game is on KO/Fox. I don't think it's on free to wear. So Fiji Nuggets, what, the 35? Fit tackle. Like I said, they're struggling for meters, man. They really are struggling for meters. And that kick will be pretty good if it goes out. If it goes out, oh, jeez, be careful, man. Liam Marshall is on here now for England, getting an opportunity here at the fullback role. So, hey, Brad, would you rather play in Super League and win it all the time, or play in NRL but never win anything? NRL, easy. Even if you would never win anything. It's just, Super League isn't something, like, St. Helens win it all the time. You know what I'm saying? And no one cares. But in NRL, it's a lot harder. And you could literally, look at Nathan Highmarsh, one of the greatest players ever. Never won a premiership. You know, what a fantastic player Nathan Highmarsh was. And I know that it always, like, resides over his head there that he never won. But the fact of the matter is that I'd rather have that kind of career and not win anything than, you know, just be a part of a league that you just see a very similar result every year. You know, Panthers win back-to-back, but in the same sense, Storm, Roosters, Cowboys, Sharks, Rabbitohs, not Dragons. In the last 10 years, I'm saying. Oh, that's going to be a deflection there from Fiji, so it's going to be England ball here at the 20. 9 degrees is a hot day in the UK. What's the weather conditions like in this game? Not good here, Bears, man. Not good. JD says, those camera angles at Super League ugly. You'd score a hat-trick and no one on TV would see it. But Sebastian was saying that this is not what Super League is normally like. They normally have the regular angles. This is just really, really bad, this angle. But I also, like I said, I attribute this to the fact that they probably don't play a lot of games here. And if they do, it's probably like League 3, League 2, lower league English football. So England here, 20 metres out of the line. Chance, opportunity, taken down at the 15. Taken down at the 15 here. Now about 8 minutes out here. I think it's second tackle now. They go right-hand side, gives up to Radley. Radley's not done too much so far, but this is where that's good working for Fiji. Oh, they're going to call penalty to England. Fiji were away there. The kick went straight to the Fijians and they broke away, but the referee's called a penalty here for a late shot, which I think is right. I hope you're right here, referee, because that's bullshit. If you call this and it's not late, it's bullshit. Let's have a look here. Jeez, it's tight, man. Like, it's real. That's a rough call. It's like, it is what it is. I'm not too upset with it, but it's a rough call there. Like, he's coming out in full blast, and he's missed him by like half a second, and he's called a penalty when Fiji broke away there. It's debatable, but I'm not too unhappy with it. So, first tackle now for Fiji. They're 15 metres out, left-hand side. Knock on there from Fiji, but in the same sense, it was first tackle anyway. So, Ryan Hall picks it up here. He'll get taken down 15 metres out from the line. Paul Howard says, in Union, mate, I bet Wales are your third favourite team, I'm sure. No, I just don't rate them, man. I just don't rate them. So, right-hand side here. People think that just because I say that a team's not going to do well that I don't like them. I don't care about Wales. Like, there's no problem with Wales. It's just that I don't think they're good. And they're not. They're not good. They're not good for me. Ireland, however, have looked good, but Wales, it is not. I just don't rate them. So first tackle here, and they're 3 minutes out. It's like, I can tell you that England are good. I don't like England, but I can tell you that England are a good team. I'm not going to win the World Cup, but they're a good team. But oh, that's a great kick there. That's a great kick. That's a great kick there for England. There'll be try time there for Luke Thompson, I think. I think that's Luke Thompson there for the... yeah, it is. It's Luke Thompson there for England. So it'll be 13-0 here with the kick to come, and it'll be 34-0. Oh, sorry. I thought the commentary said forward. I was like, I don't think so. Sadie Brown says, what's England's biggest league stadium in England, or will the final be at Twickenham Stadium? The final will be at Old Trafford. The Old Trafford. Somebody says, no wonder the... hold on. No wonder the SLRLF bosses aren't promoting the game properly, according to recent comments from English fans online. Yeah, maybe. Jonathan Manson, thank you very much for the $5 dono, bro. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you very much. It says, do you think the World Cup will have as much support in November this year versus the usual summer period? Thought an unusual time of the year. Cheers. So you're talking about the FIFA World Cup. We've got multiple questions from multiple different areas here. The FIFA World Cup. The Rugby League World Cup is normally on this time. FIFA World Cup is different. Yes, it will. Absolutely. It'll probably have more, I would argue. I would argue that it would have more support. Just not support in regards to going to it, but it will have more support in regards to watching it. Because this is Messi's last World Cup. It's Cristiano Ronaldo's last World Cup. Potentially Neymar's. You've got Thomas Muller, who probably will be retiring there. Robert Lewandowski for Poland. Some really good players of the years that unfortunately will be retiring after this World Cup. So the fact of the matter is that you're probably going to be seeing even more people care about it. And Brazil look good. Argentina look good. If Argentina play Portugal in the World Cup final, the world will stand still. Yeah, it'll be one of the biggest World Cups of all time, in my opinion. But I just don't think anyone's going to travel to Qatar. And Qatar will not get the raps for it. No one's going to give a shit about the Qatar because no one wants it to be in Qatar. But it will be a big World Cup in regards to the fact that we're in the middle of football season, we've got our minds on it, and we're already keen for the Football World Cup. So, yeah, absolutely. But anyway, let's get back to Rugby League here. So it's going to be England now who get taken out at 35. But thank you very much for your $5 dono, bro. I appreciate it. All right, so England now, left-hand side. I'm actually pretty impressed, though, that we've had a pretty consistent 80 to 110 people throughout a pre-warm-up live stream for the Rugby League World Cup. It's pretty good, man. Especially for a channel that is mainly in Australia. It's pretty good that we've had a pretty consistent amount of people here watching for a warm-up game. It just gives me the belief that there's going to be quite a bit of people here for the Rugby League World Cup in about a week's time. Brett Singleton says, how are you watching the game? On rugby-league.com. But this is the only free warm-up match. So second tackle now here for Fiji, gets ball to the 30. Sebastian says, the finals can be at Old Trafford in Manchester. Twickenham is in a league venue. It's a penalty. Oh, no, knock on. They're going to call knock on here against Fiji. So England will get the ball here about 30 minutes out from the line. Connor's Collectible says, when do Australia play World Cup? So Australia play, I hope you're saying Rugby League. If you're saying Rugby League, 1 week's time on Monday morning for us in Australia. I think 11:30 p.m. maybe for Australian Eastern Standard Time. I think it's 12:30 in the morning for Australian Eastern Muppet Time. And then for England, if you're in England and whatnot, it'll be on the Sunday. But Monday morning for everyone here in Australia who's on Muppet Time. Oh, good work here. Number 7 here. Steps around again. And they'll be taking down about 10 metres out from the line. That's Mark Sneed for England. 10 metres out, right-hand side, Georgie Williams. Williams underneath here. Burgess and Tommy Burgess will get taken down 1 metre out here from the line. So I think that's second tackle, or might be third tackle. Right-hand side, short pass, easy try. Easy try. This is lazy here from the Fiji defence. So it'll be 38-0 here with the kick to come. This is going to be a big blowout here, lads. It's going to be a big blowout. Crazy New Zealand says, why can't the games be played at this time? Those early hour games are going to kill me. Oh, man. Like, honestly, my life in the next 2 months is going to be nocturnal. And I'm not even joking. If you look at the World Cup games starting times in Australia, all games basically start... For FIFA World Cup, it starts earlier, right? Because there's more games to get through. But for the Rugby League World Cup, they start about 11:30. For me, I'll be in Fiji, so about 1:30 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, and don't finish until about 9 in the morning. So literally, my sleep schedule for the next 2 months is going to be bad. But then when the FIFA World Cup comes around, the games start at like 7 p.m. and don't finish until legitimately like 8 a.m. in the morning. And it's going to be a long, long couple of World Cups, but it's going to be so much fun too. Somebody says that at least Fiji fans preferably keep a low profile with all the attention on Samoa, Tonga, New Zealand, and AU. I don't think that Tonga's getting a great deal of reception right now. I really don't. I don't think that they are, which is concerning. Samoa is definitely getting some hype. Australia definitely, obviously, and New Zealand, obviously. But Tonga is kind of going a little bit under the radar as well. But in the same sense, I understand why they are. 30 minutes to go here in the game, guys. It is 38-0 here to England. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new around here. But let's see if they can get this kick here to make it 40. A friggin' 40. And he will make it friggin' 40. So 40-0. 40 to Nilpois. 40 to Zizipronos. 40-0. I would have preferred a better game, you know. McKeegan is with the one with the try there. McKeegan. So this is going to give a lot of hype here to England. And it will take a lot away from Fiji, as something Susan just said. So it's a good point. Like, at least Fiji will go in a relatively underrated into this World Cup. But in the same sense, like, this is still 40-0. This is still a bad result here, lads. Like, regardless of the team they've played here today, it's still a bad result for Fiji. You don't play warm-up matches. That's a knock on there from England, so Fiji will get an attack here. You don't play warm-up matches in, preparation for a loss, right? You still play to win. It just, today, has not been good at all. It does come back down to the fact that their defense has just been dreadful. And their attack, when it comes, they have no attack either. Eggman says, hi, hello Eggman. So Fiji now, there'll be 15 minutes out here in the line. Coming Kamitha. They need to get him more involved. He's obviously their experienced front rower right now. Oh man, I look forward to seeing what BKRmy Kickout can do for Fiji this year though. I'm actually spewing that Fiji don't play Papua New Guinea in the groups because I love a Fiji versus Papua New Guinea matchup. Even though Papua New Guinea have the wood over us, it's always a great matchup. Left-hand side now for Fiji. Oh, taking down at 10. They have no direction, man. There's just no direction in this Fijian attack. Oh, he's lost the ball. My God. Oh, my God. Liam Lavave. My gosh, bro. Jeez. Every time they get a little bit of a sniff, they always knock the ball on. Terrible. Every time they have an opportunity, they knock the ball on or make a mistake. It's just really poor here from Fiji today. And this weather, it makes sense, but in the same sense, this is not giving you any good kind of belief ahead of this World Cup, that's for sure. Annie Kiri edit says, hi, hello mate. JD says it's hard to watch all these knock-ons. This is what this World Cup's going to be, man. Like, it's in England, it's raining, it's cold weather. We've gone through our winter, so I guess at least we have that factor, but it's still a colder... this isn't even their real winter yet, but it's still colder there than it is winter over here. Tommy Burgess with a great run there brings it out to the 35. It's going to be interesting to see, especially these Islander teams. You know, if it was in Australia, Samoa would have a much better chance of doing something. Oh, that's a 40-20 if that goes out. Wow. Who is that who just let that go? What do you mean Fiji couldn't do anything about that? Are you crazy, commentary? Are you crazy? He had a play at that. He definitely could have grabbed at that. I don't understand what you mean he had no play at that. Like, he definitely had a play at that. Why would he let that go out for 40-20? Somebody said the young squad, rookie mistakes, no losing that pill occasionally throughout the whole game. You're going to see a lot of knock-ons, mate. You're going to see a lot of knock-ons in this World Cup because of the weather conditions. So 5 minutes, and this is why it benefits England. This is why if England, if they've ever got a chance to win the World Cup, it's this time round. But it's just like you look at this team list, and you just don't think that's going to beat what the Australians can offer. Oh, well, no. No, but you called. But the tackle was held. No, that's not. That's incorrect, referee. He's already come down, and you've called held. You've gone on to the next tackle, and then he just reached up and scored a try. That's not a try. No way, referee. They've already been set up for the next tackle. You've already called the tackle being held, and then you've said this is a try. He's reached out afterwards. Like, the score's 40-0, the game's over. Referee, that's a horrible call from you. You've just called held. I just heard held in my ear. How have you called held and then said that he's allowed to still reach out afterwards? Look at this. Let's have another look at this. Because they're setting up for the next tackle already because the referee had already called held. The referee had called held. The arm was never down, and I agree with this. If the referee never called held, this is an easy try. But the referee called held. I heard him yell out held. And like the whole tackle had stopped. The whole tackle had stopped there. But like I'm okay with it as being a try if the referee hadn't called held. If he had not called held, I would have been okay with that try. Jackie Hadafia says all of the... Yeah, exactly right, AJ Ellis. That's a shocking call. That's a shocking call. The whole tackle had stopped. The momentum had stopped. Fiji were getting back up because the tackle had been made. The only reason he was able to reach out to them was because the momentum had stopped. Fiji thought the tackle had been made because the referee called held. He's then gone on to still play it and allowed us a try. That makes no sense, that try. What? I'm looking at it again. I have to be relatively low because it's really early in the morning here. But like that's a mad call. That's a mad call to make. It's 46-0 here. Jackie Hadafia says, are all these World Cup games early in the morning? Yeah, this isn't even the earliest game. This is a pretty good time game. Sebastian says, for me, they're normal conditions. I'm not used to seeing the sun when watching rugby league. It's something that the Southern Hemisphere sides will have to get used to. Cold, damp, dark, hell. Bro, settle down. Settle down, man. We won every World Cup barring one, bro. Settle down. Don't pretend like Australia's going to be scared. Have you seen our team? Australia's not scared of the conditions. I'm talking about the Islander teams. Australia ain't scared. New Zealand ain't going to be scared. I'm talking about Samoa, Tonga, Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and Cook Islands. They're the ones who will be scared of these conditions. Australia couldn't give a shit. Look at the team. You got James Tedesco as the fullback. You got on the wings Josh Adokar and I can't remember who the other wing is right now. But you go Latrell Mitchell and Val Holmes on the wing alongside Josh Adokar. Then you've got in the centres Latrell Mitchell and Jack Whiten, or Latrell Mitchell and Matt Burton, or Latrell Mitchell and Campbell Graham. Number 6 is Cam Munson. Number 7 is Nathan Cleary. Front row Tino Faisal Malawi and Regan Campbell-Gillard. Number 9, a mixture of Harry Grant and Ben Hunt. Lock is Isaiah Yeo. Back row of Cameron Murray and probably Angus Crichton. Like, there's no scared there, bro. Jack says there's been a lot of rough calls this game. I agree, Jax. I do agree. But in the same sense, England have still been the much better team and the much more defined team. Like, let's not take it away from England. But in the same sense, you're absolutely right. Oh, that's a knock on. That's a knock on there, actually. The first one was a knock back. That was a knock on. Sebastian says, Australia and New Zealand sure as shit aren't scared with those squads. Definitely. Absolutely. New Zealand, I tell you right now, for Australia, I'm telling you right now, I am still a little bit nervous about New Zealand. I will say that. And also, it says, how do you watch the England vs Fiji game? Firstly, there's only 22 minutes to go here, man. There's probably no point considering it's down 46-0, but rugby-league.com. Somebody says it's the north. Typical weather like this is expected as a test for the Island boys. Absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't say this is hell for anyone who's not from the islands, is what I would say, Sebastian. I'm not having to go at you. I'm just saying, I don't think that Australia and New Zealand will be scared at all because of the conditions. They should still... England should be in the World Cup final, and this is why England are on that side of the group stages. We'll be honest with you, because they want England to be in the final. So, and they probably will be. But if they were on the same side as Australia and New Zealand, they wouldn't be getting there. But they need to have England in the final so that people pack out the stadium. So it's going to be third tackle, I think, for Fiji. 5 metres out. It might be second tackle here. Left-hand side, and Tangi Tuimua will get taken down 5 metres out from the line. Eggman says, I knew a few, but didn't know Latrell was. Latrell's definitely playing. Well, you should go and watch my preview from last night, man. I did a preview live stream last night. Of Group B, and the night before we did Pool A. Tonight we'll be doing Pool C. So right hand side for Fiji, kicks it through. Chance here, Fiji. No, good work there by the number 14 there, Liam Marshall. Really nice work. Danny says most of the Samoa and Tonga team all New Zealand and Australian born for the weather thing. Yeah, but it's not really relevant. But I know what you're trying to say, but they're not on the same level as Australia and New Zealand, so that's why I say that they're still islanders, right? And it's still... they're still very used to the island weather, right? It just kind of is what it is. But 20 minutes to go here, guys. 20 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. 20 minutes to go. Like I said, I'll be streaming every single World Cup game live on the channel. So if you love your rugby league, we'll be here for every game. Plus, we've got plenty of content as well throughout the weeks. And if you love your NRL, then this is definitely the place for you. we do every day NRL stuff. And I want to consider getting into the Super League this year. I really do. I want to kind of differentiate this channel a bit more in regards to the Super League as well. Eggman, so I have a question. Is every World Cup game being played in England or is it international? No, every game's being played in England. Just like in 2017, every game was in Australia/Papua New Guinea. Jeez, Lume's been poor. Oh, yeah. I knew for ages this was going back in goal here. Oh, he'll get taken down maybe 3 minutes out. It's good defense there. England have had good defense today, but in the same sense, like it just comes down to, do you believe that England's defense has been solid, or do you believe that Fiji's don't have shit right now because they just don't have any go forward? They've not had any go forward from the start of the game. I think it's third tackle and they're 5 metres out from their line. And now they get the ball out to the 15 or so. Crazy Still says, I wish Tuivasa Sheck was still the Kiwis and our squad would be complete. Who's your fullback? I think it's Chance Nickel-Clockstar, is it? No, Joey Manu. Whoa, I don't know about that, bro. I actually prefer Joey Manu. I would actually say that I prefer Joey Manu than Tuivasa Sheck right now, which is a crazy call. But Joey Manu is in some surreal form. So surreal career form right now, man. I would not be saying no to Joey Manu, especially after that last game. What did he run for? Like 350 metres or something like that in that that mid-season test against Tonga? I think he ran for about 350 metres or something like that. BS Man says, we Islanders love the dry weather footy. Absolutely love dry weather footy. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I'm really nervous about Tonga, Samoa, Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and Cook Islands coming into this World Cup. New Zealand and Australia won't give a shit, but it's regarding the Islander teams that'll be a little bit tougher, especially when they don't have the key spines. The spines always worry, as I say, especially considering they don't have those key spines that really are able to settle them down a little bit more. Oh, I went for the intercept there. It's gone all the way across to Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall back on the inside. Should be a try here, you would assume. It will be a try. Oh, no. It was short. Sorry. Fit tackle here. 1 metre out. Fit tackle here. 1 metre out. Roll the ball back. Right-hand side. Oh, it's gone backwards. And that's a knock-on. That's a knock-on. Well, you have to bring it back here, referee. Yeah. So it'll be a knock-on here against England. AJ Ellis says, you going to the France for Samoa warm-up game tonight? So I want to do the Lebanon, what was the other game? So there's a couple of games tonight, but I thought I want to do Lebanon Wales as well. But they're pay. You have to pay for it, AJ. Do you know how much you have to pay for them? Because I don't really necessarily want to pay money to watch warm-up matches. I don't care about paying money to watch Rugby League World Cup games, but these are warm-up matches where not even all the players are playing. So, and I don't even think Mitchell Moses will play because they probably won't start a guy who played in the grand final last week. They'll probably give him a week off. I don't want to pay for it. Like, I'll pay for the World Cup, but I'm not going to pay for a warm-up match. Like, how much is it? I think it's ridiculous that they're encouraging people to pay for warm-up matches. Not encouraging, forcing people to pay for warm-up matches. Crazy New Zealand says, our centres aren't that great, so I prefer Manu at centre, but that's a good point. Manu plays well at fullback. Mate, I think he ran for about 350 metres against Tonga in that last game. He's incredible, man. It's incredible. Who's your centres for New Zealand? I haven't done your previews yet. Your preview for the New Zealand group will come out tonight, actually. We do our previews for New Zealand, Lebanon, Ireland, and Jamaica tonight. Oh, God help Jamaica, man. So it's going to be, especially considering they're not going to be used to this weather conditions either. Specifically, actually, they won't be used to this weather conditions. So fit tackle for Fiji at the 40, and they put that ball up in the air. That's going straight in the full. Terrible. This team, dreadful. Daddy says, I think it's more Fiji screwing themselves this game. England would still win regardless, but the score wouldn't be as bad. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Something Sue says, it's their depth on show full of youngsters and it's expected they'll implode. Zay Brown says, wait, you have to pay? Is the World Cup not on KO? The World Cup is on KO, which is paid anyway, but the World Cup is on KO. This game is free, but all the other warm-up matches are not free, apparently. All the other warm-up matches are not free. This is the only free World Cup that's a knock-on from England. Jeez, a lot of handling errors. From England too is disappointing here. But like, look at these conditions. You're going to see a guy like, who would kill... James Tedesco will kill these conditions. He will. Who's another one? Ben Hunt would love this shit. I don't think Ben Hunt or James Tedesco will be affected by the weather here. I think Cameron Murray will be great to watch on this track. Great to watch. Walkie Talkie TV says all the Jamaican team are English, to be fair. Well, that's what we're saying, because Dom Young was actually going to play for Jamaica. But obviously, England... Oh, so all the Jamaican team playing the Super League. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? So 30, 45 metres out here. There is a large Jamaican population in England, isn't there? All right, so now 30 metres out here from the line. It'll be second tackle here. Jack David said, I'm pretty sure New Zealand leads on YouTube. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you are right. You are right. New Zealand versus Leeds is on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a penalty here to Fiji. I would love to see them get a try. Yeah, I'd love to see them get one try here, man. That'd be nice. It'd be really nice. Just to get one try. You know, you don't need to go and win the game. You're obviously down 46-0. I would just love to see the one try here that would really kind of boost their spirits. Even though this is a very weak Fiji team, so many players out, just give them one try here. But England's defense is still pretty solid. And Fiji have looked so bad in regards to their attack today. Murata Niokore and Petahiku are most likely to be the Kiwi centres. Ooh, that's a bit of a yikes. Yeah, it is a bit of a yikes, to be honest with you. Crazy New Zealand, thank you very much for joining the BKRmy, brother. I know you've been around it before, but I appreciate you for joining up again. Get around you, big fella. JD says Seb Chris and Hickory centres, I'm sure. Jack says Seb Chris, actually, he's way better than Murata. I was going to say, Murata's more of a back rower. Oh no, Fiji. Knock on Fiji. Knock on with the level. Knock on. Centres are yikes. I don't mind Petahiku, but in the same sense, when you look at his name individually outside of the Cowboys, you think, you know, you think a little bit of it like, AJL says it's $9 Aussie to pay to watch for the Wales-Lebanon game. Yeah, bullshit, bro. I ain't paying $9 to watch Wales versus Lebanon, especially considering it's a warm-up match and it's going to be a shocking match. I want to watch to be able to give you guys an understanding. Like if somebody, you know, there's no way. Like it makes no sense to me. I don't know why you would want like no one's going to watch it. No one's going to pay $9. Like it's dumb. I hope that they're watching this right now to see if I'm copyrighting, if I'm doing anything bad, which I'm not. But I hope they are, because you're greedy. You're greedy, you're selfish, and you have no idea what you're doing if you are charging people to watch warm-up matches. No one's paying like $10 Australian to watch Wales versus Lebanon. We're going to get a whole World Cup next week. You know, we only want to watch those warm-up matches to see how they're going. If we can't see how they're going and we have to pay for it, then I'm not going to give a shit. Like, I'm not going to stream it. Like, it's stupid. It's just really, really greedy. It's really, really greedy. You've got a whole World Cup coming up, and yet you want to charge people to watch warm-up matches. It's bullshit. Jack says, also Martin ran 401 metres in that match this year. Thank you. So I was actually underestimating it. I was underestimating with 350. Penelope Darling says, what channel is this on? On free-to-air? This one is free, but the other ones are not. Dennis says, such a money-hungry move to charge for warm-ups. Absolutely. It's just dog shit. Why is the England game not charged? This is probably the best game of the lot. You got New Zealand taking on a domestic league Super League team in Leeds Rhinos. You got Lebanon and Wales taking each other on, and I guarantee you Moses probably doesn't even play. I guarantee you Moses doesn't even play. And then you've got France versus someone that AJ said. I don't know, man, but it's just ridiculous. All right, so that's going to be Modern Dreki, and he'll put that ball up in the air. Hey, it doesn't go into fall there. That's a positive. And Ryan Hall will bring this ball out to about the 5 metres or so. Sammy Sue says, reinforcements will give these Fiji youngsters so much needed relief during the actual tournament itself. Well, the actual players will give these youngsters the relief. The actual team players will give the relief there. So Dom Young's not really had to do much in the second half, but he did all his work in the first half. I'd honestly say that Dom Young should be man of the match. If not Dom Young, then I'd go Akers. I really would. Then again, Akers hasn't played in the second half. Oh, is that a knock on? No, it's knock on for Fiji. So it'll be 6 again here for the English. 14 minutes to go. By the way, Sebastian, I don't know if you're still watching, mate, but Arsenal looking pretty good, man. I still waiting to see them play against City and also even still Liverpool. I know Liverpool have been poor, but I still need to see them against those guys. But it was a good win against Tottenham. That's going to be clearly an offside. Oh, for pass have called. I think this referee's been poor, really bad against Fiji in the first half, but pretty poor against England in the second half, actually. Crazy New Zealand says, New Zealand leads on Sky Sports tomorrow morning on YouTube. If anyone needs to know, not sure about the other games. Yeah, I don't know if I'll stream that. We'll see how we go. Because people can watch that for free on YouTube anyway, so there's not really much point. Not really much point there. But then again, in the same sense, we'll see. It just depends if I want to get up for it. Especially considering New Zealand will play a very weak side and still romp to a win. Alright, so first tackle leave for Fiji. They're 35 metres out, I think. About 35 metres out. Jack says, the ref seems to be evening out the bad calls in the second half. Fiji getting all the calls. Yeah, I agree. That's what they normally do, though, if it's something that's a little bit dodgy. They usually do give away bad calls the first half and then even it out after the game's over, which it is, obviously. But I want to clarify, I don't believe that Fiji are getting beaten just because of the referee. Oh, that's actually a really poor pass. That's a really poor pass, but they're lucky they don't go over the sideline there. I think that's the... Oh. Another knock-on from Fiji. Wow, man. Fiji, another knock-on, bro. Another knock-on. So, guys, 10 minutes to go here of the game. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Fiji, super duper poor. But 10 minutes to go here of the game. Watch both the game and stream for commentary. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Man. But England will get the ball here 15 metres out from their own line. I think it's actually 35. I don't know. No, I think it's 25. I think so. Beers Man says no disrespect, but I doubt it. What did he say? What did Sammy say? In regards to the relief, well, he's kind of right. He's kind of right in the sense that the relief is effectively the actual starting team. JD says New Zealand are going to have a 50 point in their warm-up. I swear, England surely should get 50 here. Well, I said 46. I said 46-6, so hopefully no try score from England here and Fiji get one try. Ackers again. Look at him go. Alright, the halfway point, left-hand side, and they'll kick this one over the top here. And Liam Marshall comes on and nothing too much there. Fiji just get the ball at the 35. Nine minutes to go. It's been a bit of a drag, to be honest with you, just because Fiji have been so unbelievably poor. Fiji will get out of the group stages. There's no doubt about that. There's no question mark about that. Fiji will get through over Italy and Scotland. But their first game next week is against Australia, which is going to be a tough one for them. Jackson, I said 50-0 exactly. I could be right. I hope England won't. I hope England score 8.5. I think you'll probably be wrong based on the fact that they'll probably get the conversion. But in the same sense, we're both pretty close here, man. We're both pretty close. I'm just glad it wasn't a complete and utter second half annihilation, which would have been even worse. Obviously, it's a big blowout score, but like the second half, it was 28-0 in the first half, so that could have easily, if you double that, it's 66. So they've still conceded 20 points less than if they had doubled it. All right, so there's an injury here for Fiji as well. I think it's Caelan Miller, maybe? Somebody says, unless they implode in the pools, Fiji are likely to be run up as expected. Thanks, mate. Is the game on right now, or we just... I don't know. Okay, time back on. There you go. So, yeah, I think this is third tackle, and they're still only at the 30 metres. JD says, real random, but how much of a letdown was the NRL finals this year? I think the only reason it was a real letdown was because the first week was so good. Like, the first week was one of the best finals weeks we've ever seen. Oh, good run here by Fiji. Jeez, he lost the ball. Oh, my God. Oh, it's a strip, maybe. Oh, no, it's a knock-on. What? Well, why didn't you just... Oh, no, sorry. Okay. Don't worry about it. But that's going to be a knock-on there from Fiji again. I guess it was a big letdown because the first week was incredible. Cowboys, Sharks, Roosters, Rabbitohs. Panthers, Eels was a bit dead, and... that was a warm-up game. And then, who was the other game? Storm Raiders. All three of those games were great, not Panthers Seals. Second week blowouts. Third week blowouts. A grand final blowout. It was pretty disappointing overall, yeah. Especially because we got led to believe it was going to be a really good final series. 7 minutes to go here. Hopefully Fiji can hold out and not concede a Fiji bomb on us. So, what's more popular in England? Basketball League. Easy. Especially in the north. Only north, really. So, like, places like Manchester, Newcastle. I think Huddersfield also really care about rugby league. Oh, that's a knock on. They haven't called that though. So England now, they'll be 20 or so metres out of the line. I think England also play later tonight, by the way. It's just not this team. It's like the England Knights or whatever. Maybe the second team. And that will be Ryan Hall in the corner. So it'll be 50-0 where the kids come. It could have been forward, but it is what it is. Somebody says, only positive out of this is that everyone got some much needed game time from Fiji as the coach wanted. I don't think there's a positive Fiji take out of this game. I don't think you can take a 50-0 point loss and have a positive out of this game. Yeah, the north of England is what really cares about league. The south of England only care about football. That's forward. That's a forward pass for sure. It's definitely a forward pass. The commentary's even talking about it right now, saying that's clearly forward. That's a clearly forward pass. Wow. That's gone about 2 metres forward. That's gone legitimately about 2 metres forward. But Ryan Hall will score the try there. So we'll be 50-0 here with the kick to come. Tough kick here as well, so you might be right to the person who said that they thought it was 50-0. But there's still 5.5 minutes to go here as well after this. Still 5 minutes to go. Don't give up 60. Don't give up 60, Fiji. Ryan Hall, a bit of a unit. He's a big unit. Like I said, he used to play for the Roosters. He never really worked out, though. Never really worked out for the Sydney Roosters. So Smith here from the left-hand side. Not an easy kick by any means. But he is a left footer, and he will... Oh, I missed it. There you go. So it's currently 50-0 with 5 minutes to go. I would love him and Sivo head-to-head. Yeah, Sivo obviously not playing today. Sivo will go up against Addo-Carr, maybe. No, it won't be Addo-Carr. They'll probably put Val Holmes on Addo-Carr. Val Holmes will be on Addo-Carr's wing. Yeah. Yeah, I think Val Holmes will be alongside Addo-Carr. And Sivo will be alongside... Who's the other winger for Australia? Oh, yeah, probably... No, sorry. Sivo will probably be alongside Val Holmes, is what I'm saying. Not Val Holmes on Addo-Carr's wing. Oh, geez. Okay, so Tom Burns gets taken down there at 25. No, well, they'll hit 60 time eventually up. Oh, there's still plenty of time. Like, they definitely could still hit 60. There's no way. I don't think they do, but there's definitely potential they could still hit 60. But Beersman says, I get a feeling that Fiji will be third in the pool. I don't want it, but I think it's very probable. 3 semi-finals of the World Cup in a row, man. It's hard to say that. And I just don't think Italy's good, and I don't think Scotland's good. So, I don't really know where you're getting that feeling. But in the same sense, okay, if it happens, then there'll be a big upset. But I just can't see Italy or Scotland overdoing Fiji. I think you're looking too heavily into this game, which has a whole heap of players out. I think you're heavily looking into this game too much. Oh, that's a knock on there. And Fiji now will get the ball. Yeah, Fiji's definitely making second, in my opinion, JD says. Yeah. Just to reiterate for the people who might be just tuning in now and aren't watching, haven't watched this game so far, Micah Sivo not playing. Ravalawa in the centres, he obviously will go to the wing. You've got Wonga Blake not playing. You've got Sunya Turuva not playing. You've got Api Korosau not playing. Viliami Kikau not playing. And there's probably more than I'm not even mentioning there, but there's a heap of guys that aren't playing. Saifidi brothers, obviously they're not playing this World Cup. Is Tarek Sims, have they taken him to the World Cup? Have they taken Tarek Sims? Because if so, Tarek Sims is not there. Have they taken Corbin? If so, Corbin's not there. I don't know if they've taken them to the World Cup. I think Tarek might have said that they're not playing. So first take a look at Fiji 15 minutes out. I think they took the Sims brothers. Oh, good. Well, there you go. There's 2 big losses there as well. Corbin and Tarek. So Corbin will go to the front row. Tarek will go to the lock. Could even consider Tarek in the... Tarek will go to the back row, but you probably put him in the lock as well. Just the biggest issue with Fiji is they've really got to sort out... Like, their defense, yeah, it's been poor, but they've really got to sort out their... they've really got to sort out their attack. Jeez. But to me, it's the conditions. Southern Hemisphere footy versus Northern Hemisphere. I get that, but... Oh, I have to intercept. I get that, but in the same sense, man, like, Scotland and Italy, look at their teams. So it's just not great. And we all knew that was going to be the case, especially with no James Tedesco this year for Italy, because obviously Tedesco's playing for Australia. 2017 he played for Italy because we still have Billy Slater. So like I can see where you're coming from, but at the same sense, I still think, England here taking down 5 minutes out. I can see where you're coming from, but I also think Fiji are very easily second place in the group. I think they could beat Italy and Scotland by 30 points collectively. It was listed in their lineup. It was, but Daniel Saifidi and Jacob Saifidi were also listed in their lineup, and they're not at this World Cup. They said they're not coming, I think. I'm pretty certain. Don't forget, guys, obviously hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. Every World Cup game live. And Dom Young, oh my God, did he score? No, knock on. He could have had a hat-trick tonight, Dom Young. But yeah, I'll stream literally every single game live. And also, don't forget, tonight, we will be streaming as we do our preview for the Pool C, which is New Zealand, Lebanon, Ireland, and some other team, Jamaica. So a minute to go now, lads. A minute to go here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Would love Fiji to score here just before the end of the game, but I just don't see it happening. They've been that poor. They've been really, really poor here. And if I can find a way to watch the games, the warm-up games tonight for free, I'll stream those games too. But I just don't. I don't know. I'm not paying $9 for a warm-up match. It's like I don't care about the $9, right? I really don't. I just don't give a shit about it. But it's because I get it paid back through YouTube. But the fact is that it's ridiculous to charge people for a warm-up match that doesn't have the full play. It's the whole point. Xavier Brown says, do the Kangaroos have a warm-up game? No, they don't need one. They don't need one, man. Alright, so Fiji here, 5 seconds to go here in the game. They're 45 metres out. Go for a field goal, lads. Go for a field goal. Alright, siren goes off here. And they kick this one into the corner. Siren should go any moment now. Liam Marshall breaks out of the left-hand side here. And, oh my God. Oh, that could be a freebie. Oh, Fiji are unlucky. The siren hasn't even gone yet. They're away here, England. They're away here, England. They're away here. They're away at the 30, at the 40. And where's the siren? Why is the siren not gone yet? Save it round. Like I said, bro, it's not about the money. It's not about that. It's about you guys. It's about you guys. But I do appreciate that $8 dono there, Xavier Brown. We'll see how we go, man. We'll see how we go. But thank you very much for the $8 dono there. Xavier Brown, he says, I'll pay for you to watch the game. Like I said, it's not about the money, man. $9 is fine. I don't really care about $9. It's about the... It's about the fact that they're being greedy and encouraging and demanding people pay money to them to watch warm-up games that won't even have Moses, won't even have all these kind of guys in there. But there we go, guys. That's the end of the game. I think that Dom Young's my man of the match. Dom Young will be my man of the match. I think Ackers will be number 2 for me. Ackers, the hooker, Andy Ackers. And number 3. Who would be my number 3 man of the match in this game? I'd probably say... Number 3 man of the match in this game, you'd probably be looking at maybe Wellesby. I don't know. I didn't really notice a great deal of forwards tonight. But yeah, definitely for me, it was... Pewds says something tells me Italy could be in a shot with their group now. Pewds, throwaway. Bro. William Mikiko not playing. Api Sakoda not playing. Sujotaruva not playing. Makasivo not playing. Ravalawa in the centres. He'll go to the wing. Wonga Blake not playing. Guys, this is not the Fiji team. Please know this. This is not Fiji's team. They are not this bad. They've got Mitieli Vulukujapani there, Siti Mazandraki, Jason Garangari, King Voni Yayawa, Pinotangi Tumua. Like, these guys aren't Caleb Miller. These guys aren't be playing. Tarek Sims will be coming back in. Like, guys, you've got to settle down in regards to saying that Fiji are done now. Like, this is not Fiji's team. It's not Fiji's team. This is a warm-up match. 6Vitu9 says, I know Fiji Bati useless. Better they pick the local boys who has more heart to play. Bro, you don't know what you're talking about, brother. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. 7 starting Fijians didn't play in this game. This is a warm-up match. Josesi Jikomano Koroa says, cheers, man. JD says it's a weekend Fiji squad, though. Very much weekend. Very much. This is what I'm saying. People don't get what they don't know what they're talking about. Jack says, I understand it's a warm-up game and they don't have all their players, but you shouldn't be letting instant 50 points. I agree. No, I said that to you before, Jack. I said it. I agree. You should never be letting in 50 points. But in the same sense, there is a large portion of this team that are not there. Yes, it's a disappointing result, but in the same sense, like their lock will be different. Their back rows will be different. Their front rowers might stay the same. I'm not too sure, but their 9 will be different. Their halves will be different. And it will. There's no way City Montadraki gets it now. You probably put Kevin Aguama into the 6, Sunil Torova to the fullback, and then on the wings, like Sammy Valame, did he actually? I didn't even know he played today. I did not even know Sammy Valame played today, but he's not a starting centre. Wonga Blake is the starting centre there. Wonga Blake will get that. Unless you want to put Kevin Aguama into the centres alongside Wonga Blake, because Makara Valava will go to the wing and Micah Sim will come to the wing. You've got to settle down here. Not you, but I'm saying in regards to comments from like 659 saying the Fiji Bati players look like better centre than rugby union players, makes no sense, because you can't have a crack at this team right now. Besides losing 59, I get that. But you can't say that now Fiji are done because of this loss, because this loss doesn't hold a great deal of weight. You're exactly right, B's men. But local boys would be smashed for Fiji. It's smashed. They would be. Local boys would get absolutely slapped. Absolutely slapped. But this is what it is. People want to feel like they know it all. But overall, guys, appreciate you for watching on. Obviously, we'll be doing our preview for Pool C tonight, so definitely be there for that one. We'll be doing a live stream with you guys. Plus, also, we'll see. We might stream the games tonight. We'll see how we go. Lebanon play Wales in a warm-up match. I think New Zealand play against Leeds Rhinos. There's a couple of games here and there. But like I said, I appreciate you guys as usual. Thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.